ain't no stopping us. Fly without a boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star.
Didn't even get to cross.
I said I'm moving too far. Get to glass. Looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad. I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I be big in the game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast. Didn't even get to glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We aren't hating because you aren't. Shining like it's neon. Rock like kings of Leon. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Yeah, shoot, yeah, shoot, yeah, shooting, yeah, shooting shots. Shooting stars, shooting stars, shooting stars, shooting stars.
Didn't even get to cross.
I said I'm moving too far. Get to glass.
amends with the demons you've been through. And I can't regret leaving you alone until you find your way back home. Until you find your way back home. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown.
I think about the game every day, but you just say I'm wasting my time. I wake, I eat, I work, I come home, I sit at the screen, and I work at the game for 8 more hours, and you just say I'm wasting my time. I read, I study, I calculate, I learn, I train more, I play more, and it's just wasting my time. You call me a nerd, a weirdo, antisocial, but I shrug it all off and train even harder, and you still tell me I'm wasting my time.
We have finally made it here, and it's been a very long path to get us all the way here for the MLG Major Championship. It's going to be a big turnaround there. It's the echelon suits and helps a 1-on-1. Guardian versus Taco. They made it.
Alright, so a while back I sold out to Game, who paid me money and gave me a load of free stuff just for mentioning their deals on my channel. Well, Game have decided to offer the same sweet deal to any other gamers who fancy selling out to them. All you have to do is go to this website, fill out a form, and then their marketing people will be in touch or something like that. In my opinion, you should all do this. That's just my opinion.
are 16-14. This isn't their map pick. They weren't expecting to, you know, really dominate endpoint. And this pistol, oh, headshots galore. Luz there, 2-3. Yep.
That's the pistol. So trying to open things up. Jess will find the first one. One by one, new frags numbers, they seem to be dwindling, but Homie, again, if the bomb is going to find its way down, Homie still, he's going to be alive, finds himself. But he didn't. He was placed back and did a square box where he was before, but that's what they want as well. We find ourselves in trouble. Keep an eye on, but Stanley, it's a free pick. Surely they should have been aware that there should have been any aggression.
Get this bomb down and try work from that. Does he? Oh, he does get the kill! The ace coming out from trouble takes down Robin. It's going to be 2 on the board, and GTN, they win the force by no armor.
Not too aggressive. Tactical minds is going to be easy picking his money, something tells me. Ravens 42, and well, again, we can see another 1v4 thing. Again, a Molotov gets it out, but he's slowing down somewhat. The elevator angle for a frag and make him over towards.
What's happened? Let's take on Aussie M now. CK trying to spray and push towards stairs, and does take damage. Problem as well, it's 2-10. They're going to half by hit, allow it to go to 2-11. And their goal here is to try and make this 11-4.
200 what comes up with Lincoln from behind. He's going to pretty much let it rip. Some easy headshots to be found. No response will be attempted.
Where's Brody? Looking? What are you doing?
He knows. That's the thing about that. That's
well, he does face towards Karma, but it's going to be Rezu with the first.
Looking for the head, he's having a bit of a struggle in terms of actually getting it in because it's going to be Rezu, not just for the first, but for all three. He goes for the triple and he connects every single
angle. Goes for the first play, gets 1, gets 2. Gonna get any more, gets 3. Takes down 3 of those team players.
Towards mid, but this B split is going to take place. And they do it to success, but it's going to be the dive in all from one angle on this fountain. Well, it's coming up jumps, but eventually it's going to be himself stuck on for him. Yes, he finds a tag, but yeah, that's just clutching straws.
So I mentioned before, once the T's take one part of the map,
so much damage. The long spray from Shaney will net the frag, but look how much damage has been done nonetheless. 11 HP on Shaney. 2v3, they try and cross, but the wall flicks faces yet again. Arms very discoordinated from the rest of his team, leading it back on towards the shoulder. That would be a good start, but also make sure Mole doesn't too much. Because Aaron looking towards his right, if he can get down towards their own troubles, and Fish, they're making this one work completely out of the way. We talked about only 2 rounds being needed, but Ratsley, another on towards JT. Makes it almost nice and easy. It's Weber, yes, he took control of CT, but the bomb is being stuck. There's a kill on it. Weber, he's got so much work to do, and Darcy, well, he's going to steal the kill for him. The tag, and tag seems to be the center of the game with these AWPs.
Advantage for the AWP from Mole will catch JT on the rotate. He as well takes down Weber, so this is the
now he's still going, but Cryptic's finally with the spray, catches off guard Mole with the pistol. And Fish.
Smart play.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the esports capital of the world. That is, of course, Basingstoke. We're here with the UK Masters. My name is Hugo. Joining me today is Tom. How are you doing?
I'm good. UK Counter-Strike. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We're starting off with a team I have actually casted relatively recently. First full UK game I've ever casted, so that'll be interesting for sure. But
yeah.
I'm talking about Fish, of course, although lineup might be a little bit different. You never know. We may even have Kiyoshima, although I do know and we don't. But just to excite the people out there that we may have some French Counter-Strike here instead.
I mean, you never know. It may be better than UK. We're unsure of that fact.
French and UK is pretty close.
Yeah, yeah. But we do have Kaz and Fish 123, as we said, starting things off. I guess we can have a quick talk about the lineups before we look at the schedule, at least for today. Obviously, Fish is a bit of a mixed team, so I've come to a great conclusion on how we decide the Fish lineup for the day. And what we do is we take a hat, and we have a bunch of names in the hat. Draw out some names, Tom.
You're just like branding SK for us.
Okay.
Do you want
there we go. Take some names out of the hat. Who do we have? Rattlesnake. Okay.
Written?
We have Rattlesnake. We have Weber.
I love how you trying to actually do this.
Olaf Meister. Yeah, we're going into the game, but this is, yeah, we don't have time for this apparently, but
your dank memes are just being cut off by the producer.
But here's the schedule. Obviously, to start the day, we're going to have Kaz versus Fish. We're going to be following up with FM versus Team Xenex, and then tomorrow we're going to be joining you for more Counter-Strike, as you can see below. The map is going to be starting though, so we will jump into that for the time being. This is going to be Dust 2, obviously onto the knife round here to decide the sides, and yeah.
Yeah, we're still on this thing.
Okay.
Just so you know, you didn't have to cut. You got cut off a little bit short, but it's fine. It's fine. Now we'll go into the game, and of course we do have that knife underway. It will be won by Fish. Now on Dust 2, It's somewhat meaningless.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. It's just flip a coin. Which ones you want? Okay, there you go. It's just a little bit of a side choice. But we didn't really get to talk about the roster of Fish. Like, all jokes aside, throwing names out of a hat, we do actually know some of the players who are actually in there. Of course, Mole, Weber, Rattlesnake, we can talk about them. I think Cryptix as well was in the lineup that I casted recently. Unfortunately, I think Rattlesnake couldn't be there because he actually had work, which does say some stuff about the UK, unfortunately. The players sort of around at the moment, most of them, I think there was only one team actually in the tournament at the moment that are salaried, which it's quite unfortunate, really.
Yeah, but we are going to kick it off finally. And just a note at the top, the team names are incorrect. It's actually Fish on this CT side. So hopefully that'll get switched up. I'm sure that's just an e-bot error. But we're into the pistol here. It is going to be Kaz starting their aggression up towards long. And Aussie, he's going to be leading the charge. Takes down Cryptix, and they're going to have a bit more fighting to go on with. It's going to be Frank to at least trade. But he does go down to Jacob. And now the long aggression going to go down. They don't have a smoke for the CT spawn. And this is where Mole and Weber, they are going to be positioned perfectly for this. They have the cross. And we also have Rattlesnake over towards short. So if they even try and commit to this, it's going to be very, very dangerous. And you can already see they've realised this is going to be a bad idea. They will be backing off and moving back in towards a T-spawn here.
Yeah, they have, of course, taken the man advantage, however, so that's absolutely fine. They're just going to fall away and basically reposition themselves to try and take a better angle. Now, there is only going to be one player actually on the B side at the moment. There is a push, however, coming out from the CTs onto long, and this is definitely going to benefit them overall as they can try and push forward and basically find out information, and they have done just that. They're going to fall back and actually push back towards middle.
Yeah, and now they know that this is likely going to be a B-take. You can already see the rotations coming through. And Weber, he's going to catch the first one off guard. He takes down the one, and now he's going to try and follow up at least as they file onto the B site. There is going to be some contention towards the doors. We do have Roma actually getting a refrag, but Mole's also going to pick one up for the team. And Mole just pushing right through. No back held, and Roma going down. Jacob being followed, and that will be Fish to pick up the pistol around there. So a 1-0 on that CT side. That's a good way to start it off. We're likely going to see Kaz force buy into this one after not getting the bomb down, but again, it is going to be down to the IHL decision. Yeah, that's going to be a force buy, very typical here, especially on Dust 2. The thing is about Dust 2, though, it's one of those maps that these second round force buys, after not getting the bomb down, especially on T side, don't work out as well because there's not many avenues that you can at least get aggressive with the pistols and kind of find yourself a pick. On maps like Cash, the B site's really easy to kind of rush in, but even on Dust 2, B site's not as easily takeable as it is, I guess you could say, on Cash or Barrage, for example.
Yeah, of course. It's still one of those sort of rush positions, but it's basically a choke point and people will be ready for it. They've gone straight out short, however, and they are going to be able to get close and personal now. A couple of spray down will come in. Frank and Rattlesnake, but the trades are available, and actually the bomb's going to go down as well. So already this is reasonable success. Of course, they are aiming to win the round, but unfortunately it's looking like they're going to be traded out. One man towards short, streaming with this Deeg, and he'll be finished off too.
Yep, the fuse coming in. Fish pick up a fairly successful second round. We obviously see a bit of impact from Kaz. The bomb down is an extremely important one as well, and added with that, they find themselves a couple of kills. So not too bad of a force buy, I guess you could say there. Nothing too special, but still, he's okay. So we will be going to the third round now. Kaz likely to be on their full eco here before they go for their buy round. And yeah, a little bit of investment. We see Jacob on the Eagle, and as well as Aussie going for that P250, but that is pretty much going to be it here for the T side.
Yeah, of course, they are going to be saving mostly into this one. They do have some pistols to play with, but other than that, there really isn't too much overall. And they don't have any armor either, so really just expecting them to get mowed down. They do have a couple of SMGs to play with, but really we can't expect them to do anything in this round. Get a bomb plant, however. That is... I hate when teams do this. They overpush and they just hand away a site. And now, it should be an easy cleanup. However, the bomb going down for a second, it should guarantee an AWP going into this round in the next for Kaz.
Yeah, that's silly, especially on these force buy, or these full eco, sorry, you see from the T side. The CT should be playing a lot more passively here. No need for aggression to hunt frags, so you can just hold onto a bomb site. Denying that's so important now. Things are going to start to look dangerous, at least. It's mostly going to be cleaned up, but we can see already the T's have found themselves a bit of an avenue into the round. It's all going to be on MCK here on short. He cornered off towards that stairs area, and we do have Mole walking in from the flank. By the time he's going to get the better of him, there's two players pushing at the same time. The diffuser's already found anyway, so the round going to be going to Fish. But still, as you said, they shouldn't have given away that bomb plant. Kaz is now going to be able to buy up a lot into this. You can already see 6.5k on some of the players, so this is going to be plenty of money. Dreaming will buy up that AWP, and the rest of them going to have all the nades they need to work with.
Yeah, the couple of extra kills, everything just going to be gravy on top of what they achieved. Of course, they don't win a round, so it's still 3-0 to Fish, so I can't really hate on them too much just yet. But we've got the AWP onto both sides, and already the nice pick coming out, Dreaming starting things off. And, well, now the T's, they've already lost that early... Well, no, the CTs have lost that early pick. Rattlesnake goes down. They've got to try and have some sort of reaction. They've got plenty of utility to play with, but other than that, there really isn't too much going their way.
But Weber's going to at least try and change things up in middle. Does get caught out. That dink is massive, puts him down to such low HP, which instantly allows him to take advantage as he is aim punched out of that one. He goes down eventually. And now Kaz, they found themselves into a 5 versus 3. This is going to be, if they just play the trade game, very simple for them to clear it up, but they will start heading towards short here. Mole trying out with a bit of aggression towards middle, grabs himself the AWP, and that's not the best retake gun as well. So the fact that Fish have completely given up this A site shows that they may already be thinking about the save here, although Frank's going to rotate back towards short to at least try and hold things back, and Dreaming, just being the open player, maybe caught off guard, but no, he counter-strafes at the right time, takes down Frank, and now the man advantage gets extended. Cryptix runs into the middle, but Roman's going to be ready. However, he does fall. Cryptix finds that headshot, and now it is going to be a 2v4. Kaz getting the bomb down on the B site, or the A site, and the retake may be over here for the Fish side.
Yeah, I don't think there's really too much benefit of actually going for this now. They do have a couple of players. It looks like they're waiting for an exit. They have got Mole currently waiting on short, and then, well, they've just decided to fall back into tunnels. So nothing really benefited and nothing really lost. They're going to keep the 2 weapons. They'll keep the AWP plus the kit. And, well, other than that, we're just going to wait for a little bit of utility to be brought up in the next round, and they should be able to drop a weapon or two.
Yeah, that's likely going to be the thing. You can see already Jacob's going to be chasing here to try and deny this buy, and that's going to be a really clever move, obviously, because if he allows the save to come in, the buy is still going to come up from the CT side, but if he can at least put it down to maybe 1 rifle, we're unlikely to see Fish invest anything into the next one. So Mole does get away with his gun for the time being, Jacob not chasing too heavily, and Kaz, they keep their money. They're going to be going into the next one with a lot of rifles as well as utility here on this T side, and Fish, they are going to invest alongside these rifles, which I do understand, but you can already see we are going to have a pistol player or a couple of... No, just 1 pistol player on Rattlesnake. And utility is very limited as well in terms of Rattlesnakes and Franksters, so that's quite low.
I don't know if this is just broken, but I can see Mole with $3,800 in the bank and Rattlesnake without a gun.
CSGO is a very broken game. So
that is a really interesting decision. I'll just put it that way. And, well, Frank's going to start things off. He finds Aussie early into the round, so not a bad start for the CT side. Already looking to break the economy, and, ooh, the spray coming in. Will be missed. Actually, Rattlesnake comes away with a kill. Now, he only had a CZ in play, so that's actually a decent frag overall. He'll take one down and make things look easy over in that position.
Yeah, and Kaz now down from the man advantage. Already the pistol player going to be out of the server, so Fish don't really have too much of an issue to face. If they just play the trade game, if they just hold together and don't overpeak or get too aggressive here on the CT side, it should be good, especially with the factor that Kaz whittled down a lot of their time. There's a minute left on the clock. They are going to set themselves towards short, but not even committing just yet. You see, they're obviously just trying to find a pick at this point, trying to find themselves a gateway into this round, but nothing's being presented. Now rotating a player back into the B tunnels. I can only imagine the late mid to B is going to come through here. That would make the most sense, but typically if you have a mid to B, you want to take the bomb in through tunnels, not through middle, in case it gets dropped, because then obviously if it's dropped in mid, it can be held from both CT and the B site, which is really dangerous. But instead, just sending all 3 of their players towards the upper tunnels, and there is Weber holding the back lines on the site to try and deal with this one.
Yeah, they've only got 30 seconds on the clock. Now, this is a risky play, but luckily for them, there's actually only 1 man on the site. That will be Weber. He's been given that catalyst role, and he's going to get taken down straight away. Now, this has just turned into a 3v3. No utility, a couple of kits, but nothing else. Cryptics through the smoke, though, will start things off at least, giving them the advantage back. And, well, that's the most important thing, to try and get back into this site. They've already got a man advantage, and whether they can actually go back through... We're going to go through tunnels. Oh, okay, there we go. Rotation will come in.
They're already taking their time, though. Obviously, being up against the North as well is going to make things a lot more difficult. They don't have any utility, as you said, and they need to hurry up and get into this one. We're going to see the first player pushing in through tunnels. Dreaming's going to hold the angle, lands it. MCK follows up onto Cryptix, and now it's all on Mole. He has an AWP. That's not the best gun for a retake. He's just going to get executed there. Kaz with a great hold. Cryptix obviously with a key frag in terms of getting him back into the site, but Fish not able to capitalize. And that really looked like a shoddy retake there. As soon as they lost their tunnels control, that's when they kind of instantly fell. And that's the thing. You should be capitalizing on that. If you lose a player in tunnels in a 2v3 or turn it into 2v2, you should instantly go, okay, go. 1 guy's in tunnels, everyone else rush through doors or window, because the other player has to be on site. So not taking advantage of the fact that 1 player was instantly kind of out in terms of not being able to fight that one, but either way, the round goes to Kaz, and now you can see Fish are going to be on the other end of the stick here. They are going to be down towards pistols. We have Mole on the armor, and everyone else just on pistols here, as we can see Kaz sneak their way up towards long, and this is going to be the perfect route for the T side.
Yeah, no, nice little start. They're going to push in and just have the long-range weaponry, which will give them a huge advantage overall. Only a couple of players rotating back in. It will be through the smoke. Mole's going to get one. He's seen the second player with Weber helping him out, and that's going to give them back a couple of kills. So not too bad, considering they only had pistols. we will see, of course, the T's winning the round unless Weber can do something absolutely ridiculous, but pushing back in from short. If he can take one more with him, I'd say this is a successful round.
Yeah, but it's likely these T's are going to save towards long, especially with the bomb planted towards that default spot here, so you can obviously see them hold that off towards the pit, even with the AWP on the side of Dreaming. So Kaz are just going to be going for the full save here, not wanting to contest this. And I like this. Going for a chase when you're up against an eco is just ridiculous. You see so many top teams do it, and it's just because they want to maybe pad their stats or get some more ADR. But at the end of the day, losing a rifle to take down a player with a $500 pistol that won't really have too much impact into a round is quite silly. But regardless, Weber does grab himself an AK to save. So that's actually a pretty beneficial save there from the Fish side. And now they're going to be able to buy up and having a little more money on the Weber at least, as he's not at least needed to buy up a weapon into this round. Means he can be the bane of the utility. Lots of money left on him, and Rattlesnake a little late on this buy here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, that's a couple of times now that he's made some weird decisions when it comes to buys, but either way, it's going to be an aggressive push coming out of Long. Dreaming looking for the first pick. He will get it, but Cryptix is very quick to trade. Dreaming just going absolutely ham at the moment. MCK is going to add another one, and well, it looked like a challenge towards Long coming out from the CT side. Mole, however, will be able to trade things back, and Dreaming low on HP, it does mean there's some potential now. Of course, we want to see the boost coming back to get them onto short, and they don't actually have any presence over towards B. And Kaz just taking the slow has actually scared them into submission. They're going to fall back over towards this mid position just in case there's a rotation.
The thing is, if Weber gets aggressive here on short and they decide to back out along, this could be really dangerous. You can already see Jacob's going to be probing the T-spawn just to check if there are any CTs rotating back through. And I like this. I think Jacob's basically role here is to push into the B site, create a distraction, force a rotation, and the last two to push up towards long, unless he just spots mid. I'm not too sure what he's really doing at the moment, just sitting in T-spawn waiting, but there's going to be no rotations coming on just yet from the CT side. They are waiting for this bomb plant, or at least some sight of said bomb, and you can see now both positioned near enough towards the A site as Kaz start their push. They do have a smoke for the CT spawn. That is going to be on Dreaming there with the AWP, but still, the time is ticking low. They have to hurry up and get this plant on, and with Weber over towards short, having an elevated angle over this smoke, this could be really, really dangerous for them.
Yeah, he needs to hit the shot though. Almost finds the first. They sort of line up. The smoke is not good, but Mole's not going to hit the shot either way on the peeking Dreaming. And, well, really, he should have taken someone down there with a gap that big. Either way, we will see a couple of low players. So there is potential in this retake. The push looking to come in from Weber. They're trying to time this. Unfortunately, they're now being smoked out, and this should make things very, very difficult for Mole.
Yeah, time's ticking down. Weber's the only one with the kit, and if he goes down towards short, Mole will have to retrieve that, meaning it's basically impossible here. He has to get this first frag, but Jacob's going to be holding the angle. That's the first executed. Mole, he doesn't know there's a player towards him, behind him on long. There's Jacob on short and another on the site. He's got so much to deal with and so little time. He should be backing off in this position, but he seems like he's not going to. Just hiding in the corner, waiting for Jacob to peek, and he gets a dink, but that's going to be it. Goes down eventually, and Fish, they are going to miss out of another round here. Kaz bringing it back to a round advantage in the 4-3, and Fish, I hope to see an eco here as their money really is dire.
Yeah, of course, a little bit of money on Weber, so he can, well, he's going to go for a scout, which on Dust 2, not the worst case scenario in the world, can go for the tags, and that will, of course, benefit these pistols. Doesn't manage to find anything down mid, of course, Dreaming with that AWP is going to be the better of the two in terms of weaponry. They're both tagging each other, but the AWP is always going to do more damage, especially when you're shooting through the doors. In terms of the CT setup, again, they're playing relatively passively, excluding Frank, of course, who's managed to push all the way up towards long.
Yeah, that's a bit of an aggressive position, but you can see no one's really going to be countering it here from the Kaz side. They're all playing very passive, knowing this eco's through, and I like this style of play as well. There's no point playing too aggressive when you're up against pistols, because you know you can just wait for them to get aggro, and most times they will on these ecos. And you can already see just a bit of a peek coming out from Rattlesnake in middle. As he starts to get a bit aggressive. Finally goes for it. The flash timed perfectly. Grabs himself with the AWP. And the bomb's going to be dropped in middle for them as well. Fish can hold on to this one. They should be rotating their players in. If they can take this bomb and just hold on to it for the time being, it could be perfect. But you can already see the push coming back through. Ozzy's going to go down as well. And Rattlesnake, he's doubled down with his kills. That's 2 in this round. Roma follows up to at least trade things out over in the tunnels there. But it's still going to be a 4v3. And despite Fish having the man advantage, Kaz still have a lot of weaponry and utility left into this round. It's not very typical. You see so many smokes and flashes and even Molotovs with only 40 seconds left, but they are going to have them. The issue is now, if they start pushing these players up towards long, they still don't have this bomb control. And Fish, if we get to 20 seconds left, they can just run and hide and wait down the time here, because Kaz will not have enough time to plant. So you can already see Jacob's going to be fed out of long. Does catch out Rattlesnake as well. Another spotted on the ramp. This Cryptix on the site. And could this fall for Fish? It's going terribly. Jacob finds himself too, and now it's all gone the other way around. We know these last players were on the B site, and MCK, he cleans up. That is ridiculous from Fish. I have no idea what they were trying to accomplish accomplished with that setup. They should have had more players towards the bomb there in middle, and that is going to grant Kaz a round that they really shouldn't have had.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, they should have had it from the beginning.
Yeah,
it's
I
just
guess.
that, they make mistakes throughout the round, but managed to get away with it. So a little bit of luck going their way. Now we see the double AWP setup coming straight in, so maybe we can see something out of this one. It does look like, at the moment at least, Frank's going to be playing over towards the car, and, well, he's a little bit trapped in this situation. Doesn't have much support, but eventually we will see the smoke go in, but it doesn't matter. Through the smoke, MCK will find one. Dreaming's found another. And now they have a two-man advantage. They do not need to push long by any stretch. They have 1:25 left on the clock. And they can also just basically force Fish to over-rotate.
Very weird how Kaz typically take all this long control and never do anything with it. Now finally they're going to make this push. The smoke goes down. The counter flashes from Mo. He's going to jump right out as well, but he's not going to be facing the right angle. Although maybe he is. 2 kills for him. The trade through the smoke as Roma drops another. But Cryptix is going to go big, at least taking the man advantage back into a more favourable position. But Jacob, he's had enough. He's going to be able to trade things out back into a 2v1. It's all on Weber now. CT spawn. And he is on the AWP as well, so the worst possible gun for a retake here, but the timing's going to get the better of him. Dreaming attempts to cross, and he's going to be given it as well, as Weber is spotted out trying to rotate back, so they know he's coming towards short now. They're going to have that knowledge as well, and the bomb going to be going down the site to at least guarantee some money for Kaz in the upcoming round.
Yeah, Jacob, the man who's had an incredible start. Of course, I've heard he was the first Jacob. Not the most well-known, I don't think, at the moment, but we'll see whether or not he can find this kill onto Weber, who, well, he's not going to find the kill because Weber's running away, falling all the way back into tunnels, and I think that's probably the right decision here. AWP, unless you find a pick very, very quickly, it's just not worth trying to challenge, and well, it looks like it's going to be, what, a 6th round in a row now for Kaz, so after the pistol and follow-up, it's been relatively easy from there on out.
Yeah, nice try from Weber. Obviously, no peeking on the site means it's basically impossible to really get anything done if an opportunity doesn't present itself. But Kaz not making any of those mistakes. They are going to be able to pick up another round on the board, and that's a 6-3. This is a pretty dominant scoreline so far. And Fish, I mean, you know, while this isn't actually that heavily in the favour of Kaz, Fish haven't yet picked up a buy round. They've only picked up the first 3, the pistol and then the 2 subsequent anti-ecos. Yeah, so the money on Kaz is being built up massively, meaning that Fish are far away from an economical reset onto them, whereas their money is the complete opposite side of the pitch. We've got Frank still on a pistol despite them going for a buy with the AWP save from the previous round. So I haven't got a lot of hope for Fish so far, but maybe they can bring it back if they can wrap together a couple of rounds on the CT side.
Yeah, they have come pretty close. That's the only thing to mention. A couple of the rounds you thought, okay, maybe this should go their way. The round we saw just moments ago when they pretty much only invested into a scout and a couple of pistols, they almost managed to pull it off. So there is still the potential for them to come back. Of course, it's Dust 2, so anything can happen. I've seen crazy games across this map. It's been in the pool probably too long, if anything, I would say. I think maybe we're due for a revamp, although I don't think that's a popular opinion to have. Don't know what they'd change, but
I think that definitely is. I think everyone kind of wants Dust 2 out, although I'm not.
I think people would nuke out.
As much as, yeah, obviously. I mean, as much as I don't like Dust 2 personally, I feel like there's nothing you can do with it without kind of ruining
it's a bit of a dry map anyway.
Everyone just says, you know, oh, open the skyboxes. You can do that in an update. You don't need to take it out of the map pool for 6 months to do that. But regardless, back into the game, Kaz are going to be fast pushing along here. We do have Mole to hold the first line, and he does get himself 1 kill, but it's going to be greatly traded in the favour back at this T side. The Rattlesnake, he's going to come in from the CT spawn, trying to rotate back in time. We have Cryptix and Weber on short as well, with the Molotov holding them back. Once again, Kaz saving this utility to late in the round. It's going to be a great decision as well. Ozzy is still on that molly, so he can plant that up whenever he pleases, but Cryptix going to take the fight. Roma gets the first, but Weber will trade that one out. It's all going to be onto Ozzy here. He gets the first, but Rattlesnake coming back up from the CT spawn is going to eliminate him. It will be Fish to finally pick up a buy round, but Tom, here's where we go into the main issue. Now Fish, they're set up on a platter to be reset. Kaz pick up the upcoming round, and they definitely have enough money to do so.
16k.
It is going to be the $1,400 loss bonus, which will not be good for Fish, especially losing 4 players in that previous round.
Yeah, and I want to talk a bit more about the Kaz strategy there. They tried to retake short towards the very end of the round. You saw 2 players pushing, and it almost worked. They shouldn't have been able to get away with that. The angles 100% favoured Fish, but it came down to Rattlesnake. And, well, speaking of him, he's going to get tagged down to just 30 HP. The shot not quite enough from Dreaming, but he will catch him low at least. In the meantime, well, I don't know if I've said this before already, but they've got long control again. It's a little bit off at this point. There seems to be the rounds where Fish challenge, they lose all their players, so they've just gone, no, you can have it.
Yeah, interestingly enough as well, as Fish spent a few rounds at the beginning of the half getting very aggressive towards long and giving away short, and now it just seems to be the complete opposite. We've got Cryptics pushed up towards short, and they've given away long, and Kaz is going to take great advantage of that. All their players are now in that position. We have 2 in pit as well. They're ready to make their burst, but still Fish not peeking anything. They're having no information on the matter. And we should have this AWP from Rattlesnake, preferably towards the A site, especially considering we've got this push-up from Weber. I don't really know why Rattlesnake's committing to this. I guess towards mid, at least he can hold that angle, but at this point it's very clear that they're going to be hitting long, not middle, because in a second, when Weber clears this T-spawn, he's going to be able to make that call to his team. I'd like to see Rattlesnake rotate now. No, I don't get it. Weber's cleared T-spawn. There we go. Rattlesnake going to finally rotate, and Kaz are going to put down their smokes. This is going to be a long take.
Yeah, they've thrown down quite a few smokes. In fact, Molotov's going up, but there's 2 players on the site and a third just spraying through. Frank's going to drop the bomb. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. They've got to go quick now, and they've already lost a man. Utility for the CT side is running out, but this is just turning into a bloodbath, and there comes Weber. Rattlesnake combining, and that flank is what finished off the round. It pretty much what gave them all the info as well.
Could have been a very bad round as well without that rotation from Rattlesnake. I'm glad that we saw that call made, at least from the flanking player.
It took his time.
Yeah, it really did. I was getting a little bit triggered there, you know. It was close though. At least they called it at the end of the day, and that is going to be Fish at least not getting reset, which is the important thing to note. They keep their economy.
They're still on it though.
Oh
they're still very much on it. I think 2K on Frank is the most they have, and well, he's going to need to spend that up in the next round because he's just died.
Yeah, that's not a good start, especially considering they're only one off this eco. So you'd like to think they can at least make the scoreline a little bit more competitive. And once again, some aggression from the CT side. This time it's Weber. He takes down Aussie, and that is going to be the man advantage equalised, although at the cost of putting him down to 12 HP. So you can already see Weber's very tagged up, and Kaz should be able to take advantage of that later in the round. He really needs to back off into middle, and he will.
That is risky.
Yeah, at least they put a smoke down so he could safely cross there, but still very, very close.
Yeah, when you're on 12 HP, you see that smoke go down. One bullet flies through the smoke and hits you, and well, you're dead. You're dead. There's nothing you can do. But it doesn't happen, so he will survive to fight another day. Of course, being so low, he has to fall back and play a passive role. He is currently the solo man on B, although the rotation will come out from Rattlesnake, who has the AWP in hand. 55 seconds, and it does look like Kaz is somewhat dedicated towards this B site, but I'm liking the spot from Rattlesnake. Now, it's one where he can very easily get isolated, and with little utility, well, it's risky, but he's going to find that pick, and now he can fall back, take another angle. That's a nice flash. The one flash works out, and he's going to hit the no-scope as well, looking for more. Finally gets taken down. Roma gets both. He hits Weber in the spray, and that leaves just 2 versus 2.
That was so confusing. I didn't even know where he got that second kill, but they line up for him. That's going to be a massive round so far for him, but at least Fish have 2 players left to come back in for the retake. The utility is going to be completely extinguished here for the CT side, but they do have the, I guess, HP advantage into this one. Still, these players have not been tagged, and with no AWP left on the CT side means that rifles are going to be the perfect weapons to retake, and you can already see Jacob starting to get a bit too big for his boots. Mole catches him out, and now they can pincer this last player on the site. Roma can't hold 2 angles at once, and Cryptics will take advantage of that. Round going to Fish, and keeping up the economy. They've really kicked it back into overdrive, and it's going to be a 6-6 as well now, which is very, very important.
Yeah, Fish, they're leaving it pretty close, especially with the picks at the beginning. But they're winning rounds, and that's the most important thing. They're 6-all at the moment. The T's will still be able to buy. They've got the loss bonus coming up behind them now with 3 rounds in a row. And considering I think they've got the bomb down in at least 2 of the last 3, so they're going to be making a little bit of extra money along the way. Of course, utility and weaponry a little bit. Aussie only on a Galil. It's starting to scamper, and maybe if a bomb doesn't go down in this round, we will actually see an eco. Nice peek from Rattlesnake. The AWP falling into his hands has definitely turned this game around for Fish.
Yeah, a really good start at least to bring this one back into the round, and now we will see the man advantage at least attempt to be revitalized from the Kaz side. They're going to once again push the player down middle, but this setup's a bit interesting. Rome is actually isolated in middle, and if he goes down, that's a bomb back in the favor of Fish. We have seen them get aggressive on B quite a few rounds as well, with both Mole and Weber pushing up. So either way, if he is taken down, this could be really, really dire for Kaz, but they are at least going to regroup with him in middle as they start to make a bit of a push, and maybe trying to pull something out towards short for the time being.
Yeah, it does seem that way. They're slowly pushing up. Of course, they can just take control and then just fall back. I'm liking the player over towards Goose. That will be Frank. Now, he's been a player who's been dying quite often so far. The early picks towards long have mostly been on him. So for him to fall back into a more passive role definitely seems like a good idea. He's going to fit in over towards Goose. Now, this position, unless it's pre-fired or checked instantly, should be very easy to get a kill, especially on the side. But they're actually going to go pushing straight round. This is just horrible. What is Cryptic's doing? Doesn't manage to spot the smoke, I suppose. Does manage to catch them out. And he will make up for the fact that his teammate just died by spraying down 2.
Dreaming, he's going to have to regrab this bomb quickly before the smoke in CT runs out, and it finally will, but he actually gets back to the site in time. I'm surprised Fish giving this one away, but obviously knowing the economy left on Kaz, they just want to play for a retake. It's going to be safer. 2 players coming from either position now, as we see the short push actually start to come in.
Angle.
Yeah, this is a nice setup, at least from the CT side, but Dreaming over towards short. He needs to find one very, very quickly, or he's going to be completely useless from this position. Catches out the first, but going to be spotted by Cryptics. That's 4 kills in that round. Massive round for him, and Fish are going to be able to pick up a 7th round on the board, now taking the lead over Kaz.
What I like about Cryptic's play there, obviously his teammate gets taken down because he wasn't able to spot. But then once he gets 2 kills, he doesn't just go and challenge the rest. He falls back towards long, goes with his teammate, and then he just acts like he's disappeared. You notice the T's weren't looking in that direction at all. It's because they delayed their push for so long that they thought they rotated somewhere else. He comes out, nice easy first frag. Last player is completely surrounded, so he'll take the quad in the round. T's getting the bomb down. That's what's going to secure their buy, however, so they are going to be able to continue to grow. But if they lose this one, it's 5 in a row, and loss bonus will be maxed.
Look at this again. Weber, he's done it before, and he's going to at least get himself 1 into this round. He does get traded eventually, but still, it's a pick for the CT side. However, that does favour T's, obviously. Especially doing that at the beginning of the round. If you do that late round, you may be able to catch out 1 player, as you saw previously. We have 1 player in tunnels, but doing it early round when you're likely going to have 2 players push into the tunnels, maybe a couple down mid and outside long, it's a bit of a dangerous one, but obviously trying to at least make something work out of the one and done spot will not work.
It could also be a confidence play as well. If the T's are constantly losing players very early in the round because of 1 man, even if it's a trade, it can just be demoralizing. So I wouldn't say it's too bad. Of course, 4v4, going to be relying on the rest of his teammates, but they do have the better weaponry in play. Rattlesnake still with that AWP, but we're going to be looking towards Cryptics. Now, last round at least, did pretty damn well to pick up 4 kills. It's looking like he's just going to fall back, and this is again just going to be a complete abandonment of short. So I'm not sure if they've had a read or what, but they've just completely given it up and may just look for a retake. I'm not quite sure if they've heard something. You can, of course, from long hear the players on short, but that seems like a really odd thing to do, just completely give it up. But Rattlesnake, he's going to catch one out. Switches over to the Galil. I imagine he'll pick up his orb straight away. And they're just set up once again. They're just saying, okay, Kaz, you can have that bomb plant. We don't really care, because every single time we're just going to retake you. You see how many times the bomb has gone down? It's going to be 4th out of 5 rounds now.
Yep, Kaz back into this post plant. They do take a bit more short control this time, but the bomb is going to be taken away from Fish. So they need to hurry up and get on this retake. We have MCK just trying to take a bit of a fight. The issue is with this short after plant is the bomb's not planted for them. So MCK is going to be the only person to at least try and hold this off. He's going to be really the catalyst for the round for Kaz, and maybe Dreaming will have a bit more impact as well. Mole does trade after one, but Roma, he's going to be able to at least do some work from short. It's all on Frank. What has happened, Fish? I don't know what they're trying to do. They're all pushing in 1 by 1. They're not playing the trade game, and Kaz are going to be able to work despite a terrible afterplant situation with them pushing towards short. But just to pick up on the previous round, something early on that I noticed, which is quite interesting. The setup from Fish, obviously we had the two players towards long. They had no A site control, no one on short. And obviously they had players on B and mid. And they went, okay, well obviously they're not taking long. Obviously Kaz not taking long control. So the CTs went, right, where are they going to be? Likely either B or short. Rattlesnake pushes into tunnels and he goes, okay, it has to be short at this point. So that's why he takes that peak from a lower tunnel.
Almost 3.
Why am I even talking?
Well, I was just going to say, you've missed out on some of the sketchiest buys I've ever seen. Just both teams really limited. An AWP, I think, in a rifle alongside Deagles, and, well, the Deagles got absolutely slaughtered in that long push coming out. It will be Kaz to take the 8-7, but when you look at the sort of mid-round where they win 6 in a row, it could have been a much better half. So I think Fish coming back, it's not too bad. Obviously, this is statistically exactly what you should be achieving on Dust 2.
Yeah, 8-7. No one's going to feel bad about that. Yeah, no one's going to be writing home. It's perfectly fine either way. And going into the second half, it's going to be very, very based on who picks up this pistol around here. I wouldn't say an inherent T or CT side advantage is going to come into play at all. And we can already see the buy is going to be coming through, and we have the pistol round straight away for you guys, so that's good. I'm used to, like, you know, delays between the pistol, which really triggers me, but it's nice to see.
What, because of the Asian CS where they would call a pause and the game would break?
Yeah, they call a pause and then we'd have to reset the server. But we have Fish starting their push into middle. We do have a bit of aggression from Kaz. It will be punished as well. Ozzy is going to be alone as his teammate falls behind him. He's going to get a bit of PTSD from that, but Jacob is going to be sneaking his way into the tunnels, maybe able to catch out one, but Cryptic's going to be lined up. The pistol takes the shot as well. Fish, they've got a two-man advantage, and now they're going to at least be able to capitalize and take this control towards long. The smoke working in their favor. We see a lot of team damage going the way, and Rome is still not taken down, but Dreaming, what is he holding? He pushes right out into a long area, and now Mole isolating him is going to just leave two players left on the Cavs side, but Roma may have something to do. He does get 1 and 2 as well. Ozzy follows up. It's all onto Weber. It's crumbled here for Fish, and it is going to be on the UK start to try and bring this one back.
They're all UK stars, buddy, but either way, Roma, he will trade out the kill onto Ozzy. So nice round from him, gets himself a triple, saves the kit as well, so an extra little bit of money added in there, but really, Fish should have capitalized. They had the first couple of kills going their way. They just try and force the issue, and they get caught out because of it.
Yeah, nice stuff at least from Kaz to bring that one back, and they are going to be going for the buy now as we see Fish not really investing too much. Obviously, they got everything they can, but we've got Weber on the scout, we got pistols along the other players. Nothing too, I guess, questionable here from the T side, and Kaz are already on the, Weber's already on that scout down towards middle, not being able to catch anything out. Kaz are just setting up with a very default CT side as well. They've got, one long, one short, 2B. Not really much mid-control, but they have got a spot player who's going to be Jacob, just checking towards those doors there, as we can see, and Dreaming supporting from the CT spawn as that smoke goes down.
Oh, there we go. Dreaming gets the first kill of the round. It will be pushed in, but the rest have just gone straight onto that B site. Deagle spamming away. Jacob very, very low on HP, and they should be getting a bomb plant as a minimum here for Fish. Now, they didn't get that in the last round, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway, so they forced into this one, and now they're going to try and fight it off. They managed to pick up a rifle, but Kaz did go fairly heavy on the rifles into this round, so it should be pretty good for a retake, but the utility's very, very limited. Mole managing to push out, finds one, but Frank goes straight out the window and just hands a kill away. Now it's going to be an easy trade. This just leaves Cryptic left, and that will be the 4. It seems to be quite a few times now we've seen some over-aggression running out that window, and it is, but if anybody's looking that way, you're dead.
Yeah, that's the thing. Typically, especially in that situation where there's so many CTs there, it's likely we're going to have at least 2 or 3 over towards the middle area. So it's kind of walking into a death trap. It's a bit of an unjustified position, but regardless, they get the bomb down. I mean, they could have got more, they could have picked up the round, but they are going to give it away at the end of the day, so the buy is going to be at least halted up until the next one. They just have some pistols, a couple of Deagles, a couple of PT-50s, and a Tech 9 on Weber. Kaz, though, they are going to rein in at least on the SMGs, just having 1 UMP, rest on rifles, safe play as well, but maybe not the moneymaker that they would like.
Yeah, early aggression coming out from Roma. Isn't going to spot anyone just yet, waiting to see whether or not anybody will go near that smoke. And I've seen players run through it before. I think I've seen Carrigan spray down 4 players through a smoke like that, so definitely don't want to go in that direction. It was actually his teammate, so he can just throw out another one, and it will deny any sort of aggression from the T's early on. It looks like they're heading back to a somewhat default short push, and well, Weber has actually got a little bit of presence towards mid. Now, Ozzy is going to try and find that frag, but it still seems that they're not really sure where they're going with 2 players out mid. They could drop down, but I feel like that would be a little bit risky to say the least already. Ozzy will peek out, finds the first. Hasn't really taken much damage either, so he can just continue to peek.
Yeah, typically if you drop a smoke into CT spawn, you can push, but without the smoke, it's going to be so much more difficult. A short push is going to be way safer at least, and they are going to do that. Bomb trying to go down the site. Ozzy, he's going to be able to try and go for the jump shot. Will land a few more, but the bomb's still going to be planted and uncontested in that factor as well. Kaz already on for this retake and giving away the site, much as Fish did at least in the first half against these ecos, and Ozzy just jump shooting Mole. That's going to be Roma following up, and it will just be the cleanup here for Kaz. They take out the trash, and Fish, they're going to be at least getting the buy up in the next round, which will be very lucrative, but Kaz picking up 11th on the board. This is going to be very important that this D side pick this one up.
Yeah, there's 2 sides to every story, of course, in that round. So Fish get the bomb plant, but then Kaz don't lose any players. So if anything, they've almost made a little bit of a pact saying, okay, let's just make it so that both of us make a nice amount of money and we can just both go home at the end. The only problem is now, the winner of this round, well, if it's Fish, great. They don't get reset. They can continue just playing, but they still have to come up against a bye. Now, if Kaz win, Fish are not going to have any money into the next round, even if they get a bomb plant, or, well, it won't be great. They may be able to squeeze a bite together, but I wouldn't recommend it. Ozzy, very aggressive. Same sort of scenario we said with Weber, though. it's a trade, but he did only have an ump, so maybe it's not the worst case.
Yeah, I don't really like that. You have short control. You may as well just hold it off, especially when there's so many footsteps in mid. Instead of just trying to take that fight, just hold and wait for one player to push up short. You're unlikely to get a full short rush so early on into the round, so he could have taken himself one and then backed off. But regardless, Dreaming is going to bring it back in the favour of Kaz. However, he is going to have to deal with a couple of players who are pushing out towards his position, though. The Molotov coming in and the back off from Rattlesnake. So man advantage going to be secured now for Kaz and locked away. So Fish, they're going to have to come back into a 3v4 as they at least try and pull it back for a real man disadvantage. Not only that, but a round disadvantage, which is hugely in the favour of Kaz right now, especially if they pick up this 12th round.
Yeah, we are. Well, I'm just looking at the fact there's still 2 players on B. It's quite a good setup. In fact, they do have someone spotting over towards mid just in case there is a push in that direction, but it means that they have a crossfire ready. Running into tunnels, normally you're good for 1 at least, and then it's just a 2 versus 2. And well, already we see MCK getting 1. Now we're looking for the trades to come out. Will they be able to take down Jacob? They will, but again, it's 1 each, and that's already enough. This should be very, very difficult from this point onwards. As long as Kaz don't make any real mistakes, like give him some 1v1s, this should be an easy retake.
Rattlesnake, though, guaranteeing the bomb plant before the retake comes in. And if he gets aggressive here, it could be the perfect read. Dreaming's going to be holding off safely, though, but still, Rattlesnake's positioned towards this door. The issue is they are going to time their push to come in at the same time, so he needs to catch up 1, as you said, and he's going to be able to at least get the tag off the flank coming out through the tunnels as well. Rome is going to get it, and that will be Kaz to pick up the round. Rattlesnake, obviously, I like what he was trying to do there, but just not having the time to do it means that Kaz will be able to guarantee in 12th. So that's where things get a little bit more dangerous as well for Fish, who are obviously going to have money from that bomb plant.
They will get a buy.
But still, they are really losing out in terms of rounds.
Yeah, this is the problem now, because, well, after that sort of 6-round streak we saw in the last half, and now the pistol going the way of Kaz, they've got plenty of cash to play with. They haven't been able to get an AWP on the table, mainly because nobody's really died too often. When they have, they're just buying back up a rifle. We haven't seen Dreaming go down, so he's just sticking with an AK, and well, we're sort of waiting for that AWP to come out, of course. This is Dust 2. This is the realm of the AWP, but in the meantime, we've got a long push coming out. Mole will start things off with a headshot onto Roma. There's still a couple of other players there, however.
And they're going to be spraying down as well. Aussie lands himself 1, 2, 3. Okay, what's happened here? Fish are just falling apart, and this is not where they want to be right now. They may have the bomb, and they may have the ace sight, but still, Jacob is going to be very, very close. And if he goes for a jump shot, he could be able to at least deny himself a bomb plant to allow his teammate to rotate back in. Just depends where they commit to this plant. I'd like to think they wouldn't go for short, unless they find a pick there, because they don't know where these CTs are rotating from. We can already see aggression on short. The bomb plant goes down for that position as well, so they need to take down MCK, and they will. Rattlesnake finds him. It's all on Jacob. He's going to get pincered, and that will be the second. That will be the second as well. Rattlesnake takes him down. We're going to see Fish at least pick up another round on the board, but they have to continue with it once again. Kaz are going to be able to buy up to put this one back in the dirt.
I felt like Fish played some of the most balls-to-the-wall Counter-Strike I've ever seen in my life. Like, they will literally take the riskiest peaks, but manage to pull them off. Rattlesnake definitely having, well, at least a reasonable game. A lot of the rounds that they managed to pick up, especially when he was on the AWP. And there we see at the end, 2v2. Well, Rattlesnake takes both, so good round coming out from him. Of course, they need to capitalize on this one, but at the same time, whoever loses this round is the one being reset. So we could see either a close game or the end coming up soon. And well, Kaz is starting things off with the first kill, but now the rush comes through, and well, the spray through the smoke. They're actually run past him, but they will take him down eventually, and it's still just trades, but it's coming up trumps at the moment for Kaz.
Yeah, man advantage, and it's going to be worked on even further as Aussie follows up. Jacob's going to drop another, and Kaz, they will be able to pick up the round. It's not going to be anything too difficult, and that's a reset as well, so Fish's economy is down in the dumps. They are going to be on 1900 each, or around that, maybe max 3k on Frank as well, so really nothing to work with, especially with Kaz only 2 off of the match point here, so they are going to have to completely give away another round. The issue with that's not good. The issue is, we'll just ignore that. The issue is with this now is Fish are only going to get the $1,900 loss bonus after losing this one, so meaning they're only going to be at 4k, which isn't a lot of money considering you can't buy up an AWP with 4k. I guess Frank may have a little bit extra to buy up.
I'm just looking at Weber. Like, he bought. He only has $800, so
exactly.
No matter what, even if they get a bomb down, he doesn't have a buy. He has to go with a Tech 9 or something into this next round. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all.
Unless they're playing so Kaz can get 15, which I don't see happening.
No, he's just going to buy a Tech 9.
That's
I think he was going to be the nades player anyway, so maybe thought along the lines of if I do some damage, but I don't like that. I think you should be buying with your team.
When Kaz have such a huge economy as well, there's not really much point in doing said damage. So I don't know. I don't agree with it, but regardless, we're going to see how it turns
Well,
out. At least
he did
dreaming.
well in
Oh
this round.
god, yeah, he had some good impact with those nades that he brought up.
Get wrecked, Weber. That's all I can really say. It will be the 4v3 CT side looking to break this, what could be the last buy. Of course, it may be a little bit better into the next round if they can get a bomb plant, but that's looking pretty skeptical at this point in time. Again, they've just gone for a pretty much 2-2 split. I am intrigued by how far away the A players are. They're playing at opposite ends of A, all the way back in Goose and one on long, which could actually work out in a nice little crossfire. The only problem is if somebody manages to push through CT, it should happen again that Aussie will be down. But they're not. They're going to go towards that B site at the moment. A little bit of control from Mole in middle. Just looking to see if anybody pushes through. They're not going for anything over aggressive though. And well, it's looking like a very similar position to last time. Mole, he's the one with the AWP, so we're not going to see anything here. Just tapping away, and well, the CTs, they're not even going to risk it now. They'll throw down the smoke and just deny any sort of push that could come in.
Yeah, look at the utility left. With 40 seconds left, they have enough smokes and molotovs to run down almost all of that there. So that is so important here on this CT side. And yeah, the time really is running down. Mole's going to try and find something towards middle. Almost catches out a player, at least gets the information. But as you can see, with 30 seconds left, they're going to have to hurry up and commit. We see Aussie move out of that goose position. Molotov goes down. He takes the first shot as well. Tries to follow up. He's going to get the headshot on the Cryptics. Almost a trade from Mole with the AWP, but he's just going to miss out. The Molotov denying him entry back into the A site. And at least he hits a flick shot. But there's just so little time left. He can't even run back to get damage. He has to hurry up and get this bomb down. He will succeed in getting onto the site, but with 3 players pushing towards him, there's absolutely nothing he can do. We're going to see MCK finish it off in Kaz. That's 15 rounds on the board, and that's almost GG at this point.
Yeah, and the only reason he got onto the site was because the flash, I think, was just slightly mistimed and actually blinds his own teammate. So definitely going to be a difficult one. In terms of the money, well, it's not going to be good. And yeah, I think you're just pointing out to me that they have only got 1 round so far. So betting on Fish at this point, you'd have to be Moses.
You'd really have to be Moses, wouldn't you? But Fish are going to start to push up towards middle here. We have 4 players, 1 towards the T-spawn as well, and they're going to just go for the really fast, short push here. I'm not sure how Dreaming gets caught out, but Rattlesnake going to be able to take him down straight away. We do see Aussie at least trade things back out from the CT spawn, but he's going to be back up to ramp here as Rattlesnake. He is the only player to fall so far, and these Ts are actually making quick work of the Kaz players. Aussie dropped as well, and now the retake's on. Despite only having pistols into this one, with the exception of a scout on Weber, it's still going to be the man advantage here for Fish, which is a very, very key thing to have.
I don't know, they are going to go aggressive as well. Cryptic's trying to get close and personal where the Tech 9 rules, but he will fall, and already the trades will come in, bringing it back to a 2 versus 2 aggressive position for Frank. This has happened like 3 times now where they've been there and the CTs have been caught off guard. It's going to be Jacob. Last round, can he clutch this one out? Looking like it's possible. He does have a Molotov. That's going to be thrown down. And he's just going to go straight for the defuse. Nade jumped out.
Oh.
Lovely stuff. Really smart play from Jacob. And he will end this game 16-8. Kaz with a very dominant CT side overall. And, well, that's going to be it. Kaz will take the first map. And Fish will have to try and come back if they're going to get anything.
Yeah, really well played from Kaz. Like, of course, doubling down on the rounds that we saw Fish have is quite impressive to start off, especially on the first map here. So, I mean, we can talk a little bit about that game, I guess, and say what we really thought about. I mean, if you even look at the round difference, you kind of mentioned it just there. Fish got 1 round on their T side. I guess you could kind of note that down to the cooling, but Rattlesnake supposedly being obviously a very experienced UK player.
I thought Rattlesnake actually did all right, but then I suppose that's just more picks, isn't it? That's not really, oh, maybe the mind games were in. I don't think it was anything of that sort. It was just more of that sort of line. Either way, I know that we're heading into Mirage in just a moment. So what do you think of that? Do you think it's going to be close?
I mean, after seeing such a dominating performance, I'd love to say that, yeah, we're going to get down 16-14. But I just don't see that happening. Kaz just seemed to have done their homework, and they seem way more prepared than Fish, who seemed almost like a lot of tilt buys and a lot of really weird things that they did pull into that matchup. They had obviously a lot of nice rounds on the CT side. I really did like their CT side with the aggression that they tried to pull in, their rotations, the way they played on the sites, especially on A, with having the back off from the A side and just playing all towards long, and then having obviously Weber push or Rattlesnake push aggressively into the tunnels to clear that out, and then you can isolate the map and go, okay, the T's are pushing short, for example. And I like their CT play, which is why they got 7 rounds against 8, but their T side really was lackluster. I feel like if they start on the CT side of Mirage, we could see something good. But
so it's all on the knife
it's a coin flip, isn't it? It's a coin flip, so we have no idea.
Well, the other thing is being a mixed team and going on to a slightly more tactical based maps. Of course, most of the tactics in this map are very, very basic. Like we talk about smoke setups on Mirage. I feel like I know most of the smokes, which says a lot, but considering I'm absolutely terrible at Counter-Strike. But at least I know some of the smokes, so I know that these guys will definitely know everything that's going on. So I don't know. I think that it shouldn't be too much down to tactics. I think I've seen a lot of aggressive plays that come out from these teams. I think Mo and Weber definitely looking for them for those entry picks, rushing. And we saw Weber on the CT side as well, just going very aggressive, and I think that was good for them.
Yeah, so we're going to go for a short break just before the second map here, which will be on Mirage. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes for some good old CKUS? UKCS. CKUS. We'll see you in a sec.
changes.
Life. life.
Savoring this moment, is this our last goodbye? Haven't we learned each other? I guess one of us lied. So please just pull away. I can't look you in the face. I don't wanna have to lie. I wanted this love to survive. Now when I look in your I feel paralyzed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into the second map here, obviously, between Kaz and Fish. We went for a short break while we were waiting for the players to swap out. Apparently now we've got a bit of a roster change, I guess you could say. Kaz have swapped Frank for...
Pickles, right?
Yes, Pickles.
Isn't that Fish, not
Oh,
Kaz?
sorry, yeah, Fish as well, because the names are different.
Well,
again.
also in the warm-up. But we are going to go quickly to the standings before we start the game. Of course, winning the first map guarantees a point for Kaz. But they can, of course, get all 3 if they win this second one. And that will actually put them into first. So that would be an awesome thing for them. Of course, if they draw, it sort of just evens things up with everybody on first place at the moment. And, of course, 3 people on first place. That would definitely be pretty cool for the later standings in this matchup.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to jump into the game, though. We will be going live in just a second now. So, obviously, this is going to be the knife round, and then we'll go into the pistol. And, obviously, we talked about this previously in terms of Fish having a really quite shoddy T-side half and Dust 2. I think it's fairly safe to say that they kind of need this knife round to get themselves a CT side, at least to get a good start like they did in the previous map.
They need this knife round. It's almost like Nuke in the old days. Either way, I'm sort of intrigued by this one because the way that they played Dust 2 was very, very aggressive. Now, on Dust 2, it sort of happens sometimes where you go into tunnels, but I wouldn't say it's something you do very often, whereas on Mirage, aggression is pretty much the norm. You're going to have players pushing short, you're going to have players pushing into connector to take those AWP battles. You may see players jump into Palace and even apartments just pushing all the way up, and occasionally even going into underground to go for these aggressive pushes. So I'm definitely looking to see them do that. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like you're going to get your wishes. Kaz will get the choice. And did they put stay? Or was that just...
They did.
Spicy.
Spicy indeed.
Stealing your word.
There we go. That is indeed spicy. No, picking the T side, I do understand the thing is after such a stomp on the previous map, I guess you could say they've got the confidence, their aim is warmed up, they're ready. They just want to kind of control the pace of this map instead of just having to sit back and wait for Fish to bring the fight to them. So it is understandable, although it could be very risky. Let's see how it works out though with them on the T side. We've got a couple of nade buys, got a triple armor buy, and they've clearly got their setup here. This is going to be an A split. You can just tell from the default positions that they're in. We've got 1 player towards ramp, 1 Palace, and 3 going through middle.
But there's aggression coming out from the CT side at the same time. Already Cryptic's going to go up. We'll see the peek out of Palace. Now, they don't actually have to go in this direction. They've baited you as well as the CT side. But unfortunately, the bait... Well, actually, it has worked because now Rattlesnake's pushed all the way through. He's gone, guys, there's nobody in apartments. They can't be going this way. And they push through short. He's going to catch off 1, rotating back. And this will be... Oh, guys, yeah, I may have read this a little bit wrong. I think they're on the B side.
Yeah, I mean, I got baited out. I'll talk about that in a second. But Kaz getting the bomb down, that's a really nice setup there, forcing the rotation from Fish, and that is going to get the man advantage quite heavily in their favour as well. You do typically see this CT side aggression up in the B apartments when you see smokes go over A, so Rattlesnake getting caught out there was justified there, but... Obviously,
oh yeah, no, it wasn't a bad play. It was just quite funny.
Yeah, it's quite entertaining. But Weber, he's going to be at least coming back in through the market. We don't need to see these T's peak. They just have to hold off onto the bomb site and just waste down the time. Dreaming will do exactly that. Lands himself 1. Mole does trade, but there's just simply no time left for this defuse. And I guess Kaz are going to pick up this pistol around here. But let's touch on that a little bit. Obviously, Kaz, that's the typical setup there. Is they had 2 nade buyers, so I was expecting their nade buyers to go towards middle, throw a smoke on short, a smoke in window, and then split into connector. But as soon as I noticed that Roma and JKM with the nades were outside of the A site, I was thinking, okay, what are they trying to do? Why are they smoking jungle and CT or jungle and stairs? And obviously that was to fake out the A site. So actually they baited me, and a nice setup from Kaz to pick up the pistol for themselves as we see Fish go into their force now.
Yeah, it was a risky play, though, because if they had anyone towards middle, that would have been spotted out, and that was it. They would have just taken those 2 frags, and then the push going onto short would have been completely useless. So it's a risky pistol, but it can work out very, very well.
The positive is, obviously, the nades going down the A site force the mid player, typically inside the jungle or to the connector, to try and hold off on any push. But talking of a push, we may just see one on the B site here.
Yeah, quite intriguing due to the fact that they have 4 rifles. It's interesting to see them going towards B because it is normally the closer range battle where the pistols can roll. But luckily for them, there was only 1 man there. Pickles, I say the new addition. It's funny because before we were making jokes about whether I was going to say whether they're going to last the whole best of 2. And the fact is they didn't. Their roster changed within the best of 2. Typical Fish. But we'll see whether it makes a difference. Clearly, they feel that Pickles is the better choice. So far, not so good. He has fallen, but he was against 5 players versus 1. They all had rifles. He had a pistol. And I like this from Fish as well. They're just going to save. They're not going to go for anything crazy. They're not going to try and 4v5 with a weaker buy when all the positions are being held. They're just going to look for an exit in the form of Rattlesnake, who literally invested in nothing. He's got a P250. He's saving for the AWP. And then the players who actually have something worthwhile, okay, they'll save over towards A.
And that's the best part as well, that you can see Kaz aren't getting too aggressive in the post plant. Typically you see them rush out of apps to try and catch someone out in T-spawn, but no, they're just going to save their weapons. There's no point taking an unnecessary fight.
There's no value in it.
Yeah, exactly. To stop what? An armored pistol player? What's the point of that? Or
The only person there's value for is Jacob with the MAC 10.
Yeah.
So he could have looked for something, because the fact that that MAC 10 has earned no money does mean it's kind of a worthless gun, because he wants to be waking up for that. Well, actually, no, he's not the AWP buyer, is he? He's Dreaming, so... Maybe he wants to buy it for Dreaming, I don't know. But he wants to make some money, extra nades, extra utility, extra money for later on. And considering he killed no one with it, it is kind of a wasted weapon.
But look at him, he can just do something ballsy right now, and he's going to walk into the A site. The issue is the rest of his team are heading over towards B, which is where the stack comes through. But you can already see they're waiting for Jacob to make this push. He's going to at least spot out that the A site is almost completely clear. There's just Weber and CT spawn. So that can allow Kaz to force all their players back towards this site. Jacob going to throw the smoke down. He's playing it very safely, not even chasing down Weber here in the spawn. Flashes will follow, and Weber, he may be able to at least catch a man advantage on top of this site. These players start to push their way up onto the A site. I'm not sure how Fish haven't realised this yet with that smoke going down. Dreaming he's going to be opening things up, does take down the first, and now Fish, they've got to rotate back onto the site. This is just unbelievable from Fish. I'm not too sure what they were trying to accomplish after they realised that there's going to be an A push coming in from Kaz.
Yeah, it was a little bit intriguing. I do like the fact that they sent Jacob alone as that MAC 10 player, because he goes down. Okay, we've lost, what, $2,050. He finds all the information like he did. Didn't actually find a kill, but that doesn't really matter.
Ooh.
But somehow they're actually doing some damage here. Now, you have to take into account at the moment, the only value for Cryptics really is the armor. Other than that, may as well just challenge this, try and take a couple of players. And well, we are seeing Pickles grab another. They're losing quite a lot of rifles at this point in time. Considering you have 4 rifles, 1 MAC 10, really the aim is to keep as many rifles as you can. The way you make money, you don't die. And they got that in the first round, not so much in the second. But they're doing all right. Dreaming will have to invest fully, though, to get his AWP on the board.
Yep, good stuff there for Kaz, and now we can see if Fish can at least bring it back here on the CT side. They do have the AWP and the full rifles as well, so if they can pick this first one up, this first buy, it could be great in leading them into the first half, but it is going to be so important they aren't forced down 5-0, and they will kick it off on the right footing. Rattlesnake going to drop the first 3 peaks into middle as well, and that's going to be 2 here. Kaz, they've started to fall to their knees, and they've had absolutely no response just yet.
Yeah, they've fallen to their knees and they've found a snake, but it will be... I'm not really sure he got the second. That's what confuses me. Weber, well, that's a freebie. Thank you, Roma, for peeking through the smoke. But nobody holding the angle onto Rattlesnake after he peeks. I don't know. I suppose most people wouldn't expect you to repeat that after being sprayed, but Rattlesnake, with his balls of steel, has decided to do that, and he's found them an extra man advantage. Mole, he's going to go pushing all the way through the map. This isn't really necessary at this point, because they have such a huge advantage, and really this could be one way that they actually lose the round. If he gets caught off, things fall back. But at the same time, they're just slowly surrounding them. They're finding so much information, and in fact, they're going to run straight into his grasps. It's going to be nice and easy to take down one more.
Yeah, MCK, they're not going to take the fight, just sitting towards middle, which is somehow safer here, as Fish just aren't putting any pressure on it at all. They're yet to lose a player, and if they can carry that on, it could be great, although MCK wants to try and deny one. Does take down Pickles. There's a double peek coming out through the middle window and the lower area. How is Rattlesnake missing these shots? It will be Mole to actually get the kill at the end of the day, but still Rattlesnake was very, very late on that attempted trade. We do still see the round going in the favour of the CT side, which is what we noted was very important. And despite not getting a bomb plant, Kaz are still going to have the cash in their reserves to go for the buy. They've got the AKs in this time, and maybe one Tech 9 player, or maybe even 2 here, unless Dreaming's going to pick one up off the floor. No, okay, here's a Galil. That's not too bad, in fact. So Kaz putting together a decent buy, and Fish, same old, same old.
They're definitely intrigued by the non-invest or non-pickup of that second AWP, because there was one down. They decided against it. Most teams, especially on Mirage, play a double AWP setup, but nice work from Weber. This is what we talk about when it comes to aggression, and in fact, most of the time going aggressive over towards Palace is absolutely fine. The likelihood of you running into a lot of players is pretty slim. I don't see many setups that go, yeah, no, let's send 4 people towards Palace. It just doesn't really happen. So he'll get himself a nice early pick. He only had UMP to play with, so the fact that he can just fall away with a rifle in hand, nice start to the round. And now really I just want to see Fish play passively. They've got no real reason to go any further aggressive. Of course, he is still holding all the way at the back of Palace, and the only person near him actually holds the bomb.
Yeah, but Kaz are going to be making a bit of a push onto the short area. You can already see Ozzy's going to be pushed up. He will be able to at least catch out Mole, but no kill coming through. Finally reconverts it back into a kill, but the HP is going to be lost as a little bit of a consolation there for Fish. I just take a frag, why not? Mad
No, not him. I mean Mole.
Yeah,
they already have a man advantage. That's
what
just insanity.
But you putting logic into this matchup. Silly you. But we are going to see Fish back into the man advantage here in a 4 versus 3. We have Kaz pushing up into the B site. We have short and apps control from them. Pickles is going to get caught out. It's a massive kill there, but Cryptic's trading one back on. It's going to be MCK to try and bring it back, and he has to hurry up. The bomb's still dropped in the apartments. He's going to be able to at least follow up onto one, but Rattlesnake rotating back in with the orb. If no nades go out towards the position, he can hold the cross, but just a little too late. We do see those players make their way to the site, and with Jacob in a very close angle, going to be able to drop another. It's all onto Weber now. He has to make this strafe with so little time remaining. He does actually manage to do it, and the bomb going down the site, it is going to be the clutch situation for Weber.
If Fish lose this round, I'm probably going to lose my mind. I just have to put that out there. But it is Weber in a 1 versus 2. They know exactly where he is. The utility being thrown out is just going to give his position away. Both players very, very close. They're getting ready to peek him as well. It should be easy, and Jacob will take him down. Now, before you go into analysis, I just want to point out 2 things. One, that re-peek over towards mid when you have a man advantage. Just really over-aggressive, no real need for it. Rattlesnake jumping through the window. Now, the only logical reason is the fact that there was 9 seconds left on the clock, and if he catches the player going for the plant, then they should probably win the round. The problem with it, he jumps through the window, gets killed, leaves Weber in a 1v2, and he's nowhere near. So yeah, it is sort of one of those positions where you have to weigh up the options. I don't personally think he went for the right one. I do understand why he did it.
Yeah, it's a risk-reward kind of system, and you can't blame him for making the play, as it was the ballsy play, but sometimes the safer plays is better to make, especially when your economy is so just on the edge. If you, say, got a good bit in the bank and you could afford to lose a round, that'd be fine, but now they've been reset, and that's the reason that they really shouldn't have gone for that. Obviously, it's very hard to weigh all this up in the matter of mere seconds before going for a play, but it's something...
That spot as well, jumping through the window, you leave yourself with even a second to make the reaction to get the kill if there's anybody nearby. Either way, though, Weber will start things off quite nicely. Rattlesnake's just going to walk into the crosshair, trying to retrieve the weapon. In the previous round, there'd only been 1 player there, so pushing through this time. Molotov actually not going to land through the gap, so there can be a player there. The clock just running out from Dreaming. Doesn't have a pistol vault up with his ult, but it doesn't matter. He'll find the kill anyway. Couple of frags coming in for the CT side, considering they only had pistols. Is not too bad, and they do still have Pickles. He's only got a USP. Most of the players are pretty much full, so not really expecting too much from him. If he can grab any sort of weaponry, that'll be a huge success. And he has actually managed to dink shake him. Actually, won't even take him down. That's surprising. That's very surprising.
I'd like to think that's all he gets here. There will be Dreaming finishes off as well. Kaz, they're going to pick up a 5th round on the board, and now Fish... no, they're going to buy. I know they are, but I don't like it.
It's not that bad a buy. It's got a few fami.
Bit of fami, bit of famage.
Famage? You've upgraded it. I'm not sure I like it.
No, I'll stick with fami then for the time being. Dear. But either way, the buy comes out here. Fish are going to... Yeah, I mean, it's better than I expected. They're going to have the AWP. They're going to have the rifles as well. And we are going to have Rattlesnake with a very fast connector peak. I do like to see that. Dreaming going down straight away. And that is going to be a really impactful kill here for the Fish side and taking this man advantage. The issue is, Mole, he can't afford to peek in middle again as he did in the previous round.
Just sit on the man advantage. You don't need to peek. I think that's what they need. They need a coach that just whispers in there every few seconds. Don't peek. You don't need to peek. Mole, you don't need to peek. Mole,
look at him.
Mole, you don't need to peek.
Not like this. Stop. Back off. Play safe.
I thought moles were good at hiding in holes and not don't they live underground?
If he gets caught out here, this is going to be the ultimate meme. Oh, it's going to be perfect. Jacob's not holding the angle. Now the 2-man advantage. Now you really have to not peek because there's just no reason to peek at all. The time is going to start to run down. Yeah, the time.
Literally.
The time is going to start to. I've already lost my
Dwindle. There you go.
Dwindle. There we go.
Beautiful word.
Lovely word. Thank you.
Roma. It's going to be waiting. I like how you look at me waiting. Waiting for me to
You're going to cut me off. You're going to take advantage of that. And you're going to speak, goddammit.
Roma. And Co now starting to build up. See, I can even add in and Co as his teammates have rotated towards this B-Apps position. Now, the problem is, luckily, Fish have not peaked anymore. So there's no chance for them to really find a pick. There's 2 players on the site. Nice position from Cryptics. Really should be able to get away with one quite easily, but the flash is well timed. Molotovs both thrown into the same position, not going to be too valuable. And while he's going to be cleaning this one up, has plenty of time to finish off that kill. Aussie will find one with the dongle, and that's going to be it. And you can see they have multiple opportunities now to pick up AWPs. They are deciding against it. I am intrigued by this, as Mole in the past has been somebody like Sorb, especially with his aggression. I feel like the AWP would just make sense. He's so destined to get picks that really giving him an AWP might actually be a better opportunity. However, clearly it's been decided, or maybe he decided he doesn't want to do that. So we are just going to see rifles other than the one up on Rattlesnake. Now we can see the T's as well building up very, very close. I spoke about people not pushing out Palace. Well, there's 4 of them.
Are you happy now? Weber's going to find the first. We do see no trades coming out in the way, but Mole's going to be able to at least spray them down. Jacob gets himself 1 for his troubles, but considering Kaz invested a couple of pistols into that round, Fish are going to get on the better side of it. They keep their economy on a high, only losing Mole there, and so they're going to be able to buy up once again. Kaz obviously investing into this one, but with no bomb plant.
They sort of needed it, yeah.
With no bomb plant, yeah, their utility is very limited. That's why they went for that setup, pushing out of apartments, because that can usually get you a bomb plant if you take down a CT player, or if there aren't any CT players. The issue is with them, Fish have always had this player towards CT spawn, which makes it very, very hard to go for a safe plant.
Yeah, that's when really you want to be investing in a smoke rather than pistols, or something like a few flashbangs. Maybe have someone coming out from ramp as well. Either way, aggression from Mole. Weber still there to support. Will he get caught out? No, he won't. In fact, takes another one. Eventually gets traded. Aussie in the meantime, however, will be able to push into Palace as there's nobody covering that direction. That's what happens when you push through ramp. And, well, after what was a nice little start, it has come back to a pretty even scenario. Of course, the utility still favouring the CT side. But really now, I want to look towards Jacob. He's going all the way through, managing to get himself onto the B site. It is pretty much clear. I would have liked to see Aussie wait a minute and Jacob just go, guys, well, I pretty much pushed all the way onto B. Give me a second. Because Aussie's played...
Yeah, even if it wasn't clear, he could have found himself a pick there, so that could have gone really well for Kaz, but now playing from a man disadvantage is going to be very difficult. Rattlesnake just walks in. He's going to be...
Didn't expect that one.
Yeah, picked to the slaughter there as Jacob finds a headshot. Roma finally rotating back in with the bomb, and he's going to have the chance to go for whichever plant he really likes here, especially with his position from Jacob holding on to this market door. Sprays him down, gets himself 1. Lots of damage onto Pickles as well, but the retake is going to be on. A 1v2 in his hands.
Yeah, I don't see it happening from this point. Gonna have to get a little bit lucky with one of these players making a mistake, and well, unlike Fish, Kaz seem to be pretty well prepared not to peek. They're just holding their crossfire. Jacob should be there to trade if necessary, and Roma, well, he just holds the angle. They'll get the AWP as well, and Kaz are straight back on. Now, luckily for Fish, they have had a couple of rounds, reasonable rounds as well, where they're able to get a decent amount of money to at least get another buy. So the loser of this is getting that reset.
Yeah. So money not too bad at least, and they're going to have the AWP on Rattlesnake, which is still a very important catalyst for their team. Kaz are going to be able to go on the AWP on Dreaming as per usual, and they will be starting the round off with 4 players pushing very aggressively into middle here. I'm expecting a short push because the bomb's in B absent. Aussie, okay, maybe it's an A push because he's already found himself on a connector. Look at that trade though, Pickles, Pixel, perfect headshot there. Will drop 2, including MC K there, and taking the attempt to trade things over in the apartment's going to be unsuccessful in his endeavours. Rattlesnake not even getting tagged up here as we see Kaz already going to have to back off with this one. The bomb will be making its way back towards either middle or ramp here, as we can see this connector push coming out through Dreaming that has an AWP. Not going to be the best weapon to at least split yourself in, but he has to make do with it.
Pickles doesn't look like he's done yet. He wants more. He's not happy with what he's got so far, and he's going to get it as well. They didn't expect that re-peak. I didn't expect it either, and I was watching, so a little bit of risk, but he is getting that reward. They do have a couple of man advantage. Clearly, he wants that quad kill. It does look like his teammates are trying to steal it away, but there we go. Pickles will get 4. Considering how aggressive he was, the fact that he wasn't traded is a little bit worrying. But now we get our result, that reset, and it's going to be the T side. Once again, Fish looking like they should be able to bring this back to evens, but should and actual reality are very, very different things. I never doubt pistols anymore. I never say 100% because that would be foolish. Yeah, you just don't. You just don't.
The thing is about this as well is the fact that Kaz have pretty much already got their T side. 6 rounds for an equal matchup, a 6-9 is not out of the question. It's more likely an 8-7. So in theory, they don't even have to pick up a round here, and they could still be fine on that second half.
That nade.
But anything on top is just going to be, as you like to say, gravy. So we do see this A push come out. It will just be completely wiped down. At least they went for the CT smoke, but Webb is going to force himself out on top. That will be the round, obviously, for Fish. An unsuccessful attempt from Kaz, but obviously it was an attempt. And now, still no money really to work with, but I don't know. It must be a difficult one giving away 2 rounds in a row on the T side and not getting bomb plants in either of them. So that, yeah, they are going to go for the force. I don't agree with it, but I do understand it. What? Why did MCK go for a Tech 9 when he has enough for an AK? Oh, they're quasiing. Ah. Wait, no. Someone make sense of this economy, Tom, because I have absolutely no idea.
What you do is you click the button to bring up the menu, and then you just spam buttons until something happens.
Ah, okay. That's why they've all got Tech 9s and armor and...
Well, Tech 9s just come up very frequently.
Calculated, yeah.
They've gone for the Fnatic strat. That's what it is.
Tech9gamble.com.
This is what it's going to be, but yeah, definitely interested. We'll see if they get a bomb plant. Maybe it will work out for them, but even then, their money's not that great, so they'll still have a Tech 9 or so in the next round. Either way, they are looking to get that bomb down. It will be planted, so that's not bad already, considering it's a quasi. Maybe Dreaming can be that catalyst player with that AK-47 and try and make something work. They're actually using the utility quite well, considering, and they're holding these players back for quite a while. However, here we go. He can come out. Cryptics, he's doing the damage, going to run out of ammo, but he will have support. Pickles trades. And well, considering this was just a quasi, it seems to be doing okay, but then again, they did invest most of their money. Bomb going down will give them an extra 800 plus the 2,400 going in. And, well, they should have a buy. I think maybe MCK had the extra cash. We decided he'd save to buy an AWP for Dreaming. That's the only logical thing. If he doesn't buy an AWP now, then I'm completely confused, and he doesn't. So that is really weird. And now he's going to have extra money in this round instead.
I was about to say I'd be triggered if Kaz won that round, but I'm actually more triggered that they lost that round. A 5v5 post plant with Tech 9s, perfect for close range. And they kind of will just get aggressive. They throw in one flashbang that really doesn't have any impact at all, and they all get taken down with nothing in their favour. A bit of a throwaway for Kaz. Obviously, they can afford it because it really wasn't their proper buy anyway as they got the bomb plant down. But still, I feel like they should have got a little more out of that round. Surprisingly, though, Fish will come in with a retake and equalise it back up, as you said. So it is going to be at least which team can take the round advantage into this first half, and it's getting very important as well because the money on either side is still not built up that heavily. Fish have obviously a little bit more, but Kaz is on the loss bonus, so it's a very back and forth money situation at the moment. And I mean, I'm not too sure entirely which team's going to make the better of it, but it's going to be really down to this round.
Fish have Pickles on 10k, so that might make the difference. I think they do have a few players who've managed to stay alive at least long enough that they should be able to buy close to the end of the half. And while with Rattlesnake starting things off, getting a second, eventually Aussie will trade, but already the damage has been done. The only problem is they actually have nobody on B.
That is an issue, but they haven't even fully committed to this one yet. If Jacob gets caught out, and he will, that's huge. That's a flank for Kaz, just eliminated. And not only that, but the man advantage doubled for the Fish side as Kaz continue to at least get themselves back onto this B site. They need to plant the bomb sooner or later, though, and they will start to do so, or at least a fake from Aussie. He finally commits to it as he realises no CTs are going to be deep on the site here, but with only one flashbang left, that's all Kaz have in their bank to at least hold back these CTs. But as you can see, Moles coming in through the apartments. We have 3 pushing in through the market. This is going to be the perfect split for Fish, and they should be able to catch out these players. There's already Aussie. He's going straight down. Rumba gets one with the aggression, but it's going to be traded instantly there from Cryptics. The round is going straight up to Fish. I can't blame Kaz. That was a horrible position to be in. Now we are going to see the 7-6 in favour of Fish. And despite getting the bomb plant, Kaz's money isn't going to be perfect. However, they should be able to sustain a buy here.
Yeah, they do now have the loss bonus starting to come up behind them. The only problem is I feel like a lot of the time in the last... I know it's Dust 2, so it's a little bit different, and you have to talk about it a bit, but it's just the fact that they haven't been able to get Dreaming on that AWP as much because they're doing these sort of force buys. And on Dust 2, yes, it's a different map, it's a different ball game, but even going towards Long aggressively, he was able to find them a lot of the first picks that they were getting. So the fact that they have sort of limited him due to this sort of force buy saga is really interesting. That is a lovely nade to start off the round. I think that's the second time that same nade has been thrown in by Mole. Either way, it will be the A push once again. Pickles not going for the rotation just yet, but the rest of the team are in place to slow down this push. Aggressive push from Mole. He's going to drop the bomb, get a second as well. Unbelievable how he wasn't punished, but Jacob will be able to trade one back. Really, we're looking at the T's now. They're both over towards a sort of ramp and palace position, not actually out towards the site. Mole still going aggressive. I'm not sure I'm a fan considering how low he is, and that's going to give them an opportunity.
Pointless frag hunting, that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. But Ozzy and Jacob are both tagged up, at least, which is one positive for Fish to come back into this round. And Pickles may be able to catch out the head. He does spot player pushing aggressively. He saves his teammate as he takes down Ozzy, and that is so key as well. That could have been the death of them. If Rattlesnake got dropped, that would be the bomb control back in the favour of the T side. Not only that, but the man advantage. But they don't know that Jacob, he's pushed out to the site. This could be dangerous. He hasn't spotted the head. Finally going to stand up, and he gets it as well. Bomb in his hands. Bomb going to go down towards the site as well, and fully committing to it, although faking it as Pickles tries to take himself a fight. Jacob's going to spot him out. A bit more damage, but he's still going to receive the bane as well, as he's down to 35 HP. Bomb goes down. He could at least leverage himself on top of this site, but he's going to just reposition. Oh, Pickles didn't spot it. The timing's going to be massive. He won't be aware of the position here, and he's just trying to bide his time, wait for the peak to come out from the terrorist, but Jacob has played this one absolutely perfectly. He's going to finally make the drop, but is this just going to take too long to finally realise that this player is not still on the site? He's finally going to work it out. He's going, oh God, what has happened? He has no idea. And Jacob, he's going to line it up. What a massive clutch there from Jacob. He's going to be able to pull it out. The timing being so instrumental in him picking that one up. And Kaz, they are going to equalise it 7-7.
I could just imagine the comms. Did he pass? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't pass.
He's still on the site. He's just peeking either side of the box. Like, this guy is a magician. Like, he's outmaneuvering me every single time, and you just see him sat on the other side, just like just laughing to himself. So nice round coming out. Kaz will just about get away with it, and it looks like it was swinging in their favour. I have to point out again though, Mole with the peak, and well, say his name, he shall fall. Weber with the auto, starting spamming away. The hefty price tag with, so far, a hefty reward. Okay. Oh, dunk.
That's going to be Dreaming returning fire, though. There's still a 3v3 on their hands, though, as Kaz start to commit towards this site. Nice push on from through the stairs. Sorry, Roma's going to be able to catch out Rattlesnake. Bomb going down the site in the meantime, and now a 2 versus 3 retake. We won't see any Kaz players moving out of the site of Fish, though, but they will be able to hold it off with the little utility they do have left in their bank. They are going to be throwing that one out as well. Cryptic's fully blinded. That's going to delay him for another couple of seconds, but they need to hurry up and get back on this site. The Molotov not going to be placed right. We're going to see Jacob take down Cryptic's, and now it's all on Pickles. He has to step up for this one. It's going to be the last round of the half. He can't afford to save. Tags down the first, but he's not going to even finish off the spray there as Roma takes him down. Kaz, they take 8.
8 T rounds. That is not good at all for Fish. And they look like they had it coming. Like they had five out of 6 rounds in the middle of the half where you think, okay, they're bringing this back. We'll end on a 9-6 and we won't really bat our eyelids at it. It'll be sort of one of those positions where you're like, yeah, no, that's about right. That's what we should be seeing. Instead, right towards the end, we see a couple of players step up on the Kaz side, able to clutch out a couple of rounds, and that's exactly what they needed, just managing to achieve more than what they probably should have. Now they go onto that CT side, the favoured side, but of course, if Fish get themselves the pistol, they could start to snowball into a better position.
That is going to be of the utmost importance here. They have one smoke player, the rest of them are on these armours. And we are just going to have those players rush straight onto the A site, but Dreaming's going to deny the first 2. That's going to be 2 massive kills as well, as Rattlesnake and Pickles both dropped. We have Cryptics attempting to trade, but look at this, Dreaming playing it perfectly. He just walks back into the CT spawn, not wanting to challenge from jungle, expecting this aggression, and Kaz playing the CT side as how we wished Fish did, not peeking, not fighting, and just retaining this man advantage for as long as possible.
Yeah, another one coming out from Jacob as well. Bomb is in a horrific position. Weber needs to get out of there, and he just can't. Dreaming's going to add his 3rd to the list. Okay, Mole, maybe you could do a little bit of something, but there is MCK to finish him off. So, Kaz take the pistol. Now we're getting into problematic times for Fish 1, 2, 3. Now, expecting a force. Maybe we'll see Rattlesnake go for a little bit of a save in terms of a P250 like he did before. No, in fact, this time he is fully forcing. But Mole hasn't bought, so...
He's AFK, though, that's why. Oh.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. Changed right at the last second. Does keep 700 in his bank account, though, so there is still a little bit to play with later on if he wants to go for an AWP. It's not going to be anything that's too beneficial, unless, of course, he can get a kill or 2.
The orb not as integral on the T side as it is on the CT side, as important as it is, so you kind of understandable why Rattlesnake is forcing up into this one, and the fact they're losing so heavily as well. It doesn't look heavy, but look in 2 rounds, it's going to be 11-7, and that is heavy, so it really could be quite dangerous for Fish if they don't manage to pick up this force buy. But Cryptix is going to kick it off on the right footing. He does manage to take down one. Weber should be able to follow up, and he will. Ozzy gets dropped, too aggressive there and so unnecessary, though Roma will trade things out as he gets aggressive over in the apartments. It's down to a 3v3 with both teams with a chance to pick this one up, especially with MCK with the Mag 7, not the best retake gun he has. And now Fish, they are going to be sitting in towards middle, potentially boosting more players up and splitting in towards this A site through the connector.
Looking at this Mag 7, Because if they do come through connector, there is a big opportunity that that Mag 7 is going to be absolutely useless just at the range that it's being taken at, especially with Rattlesnake now picking up the most valuable gun currently in the server, the M4A4, and being boosted into window. I would say boosting solo with the bomb is a little bit risky, and if he gets caught out, that should just end the round. In fact, he's going to go back. Now, I quite like this decision, actually. They can push through short. As said, he has one of the only rifles in the server at the moment. The player on the B site has a UMP, so in terms of range, we are looking towards Rattlesnake at the moment, although they're going to get pretty close and personal. There's a second player as well holding the cross, so not a bad read coming out from CTs.
The time though, Roma could be able to deny this bomb plant with only 8 seconds left. They have to take down the snake in the grass, so Jacob's just going to make it way worse. Roma follows up, and nothing you can do. Fish sat in the middle area for literally 40 seconds that round, and that will be the reason they lost. Just took too long to decide what they want to do. I liked what they had at the end of the day, but still just took too long, and that will be the reason they lose. So Kaz picking up the double digits now, and this is what I said. 11-7 is looming over their heads, and it's looking even more likely by the second.
Yeah, they just didn't have time to check all the angles. That was it, and that's where Roma will capitalise. Weber, well, he'll get taken down early on. Dreaming has managed to push through. MCK looking to get a little bit more. Mag 7, not renowned for his range, so he's going to go chasing a mole while he's out of there, looking to dig back into the dirt.
And these teams are unlikely to really pull anything out with just a P250 invested into them, although the angle of this this gate there is not going to be able to spot out that player. Ozzy, he's going to be able to spot out too. Takes himself a couple, and there will just be Jacob to try and follow up as well. Cryptix may catch him out with an only invested
If
pistol,
he
but
wins
that's...
this, sure.
Jesus Christ.
That was that whole clip! I love the response. I can't read it out on stream, but...
We have chat turned off on the observer
for
PC,
a very good reason.
and for a very good reason we have the chat turned off.
Let's just say MCK was not very happy with that. And he doesn't really like the Mag 7 either.
It's a gun, isn't it? It's not a very good one though, apparently. I like it, but...
Well, if you go aggressive through Palace, then sure, but you normally don't lose to a Glock, no armor player either. So.
He would have switched to his pistol and had more effect with that, so that's just embarrassing. But regardless, Kaz at the end of the day, they pick up the round, and that's what's most important despite the real BM and the tilt that MCK is likely going to receive from that. So Fish are going to be left into their buyers. You can see two players, no utility really. We mentioned Rattlesnake forcing us, and this really is having a great effect on his economy, although both of them are already out, so it doesn't even matter now. The lack of utility obviously not coming into any kind of danger, and Pickles is going to be able to refrag, so a key kill there to try and put it back into a 3-on-3, but only Jacob dropping means that Kaz are likely to not peek into this one. We may have some fights taken, but at the end of the day, they are playing rather passively in comparison, and still they've got this aggressive Palace push from MCK, this time not with a Mag 7 though.
Yeah, I like this. He's in such a prime position. He's got to time it well. Finds the first, looks for the second on the site. Doesn't manage to win it. Nice shot from Dreaming through the box. Lines it up and knocks them down, leaving just one left. Pickles. He's got to try and make this one work. He's in a decent position. The bomb is planted for him, although he's a little bit further forward than most would expect. This seems to be a plant for sure. They seem to know it, but... getting the wrong side, they're going to try and bait him out, and there goes the utility as well. They can actually just defuse the bomb from this angle until he falls back and goes for the peek. He can't even do anything about this at the moment, trying to tap away, picks the wrong player to go for. Roma goes off the bomb and headshots him as well. So
he was so uncertain on who to kill there, just shooting back and forth. So that was a bit scary in terms of him being very, very confuzzled. But
well, most cases you aim for the player who can't shoot you, but in that case the bomb was being defused, so he kind of had to choose the bomb planter, but either way he missed both, so the round continues to go in the favour of Kaz, and this is looking like a very similar scenario, except for the fact now that they have actually won both pistols, and it's very, very unlikely that you see a team with both pistols lose the game.
That is true, but who really knows at this point?
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at the scoreline. But Fish have got the first two picks.
Yeah.
Pickles has stepped up. He's managed to start things off. He even had time to type in the chat how much he was enjoying that. I do love having chat on this PC. He's absolutely brilliant.
I think Australian CS and UK CS always have the most energetic chat, which is always fun to watch. But Rattlesnake going to push them down in the dirt. Roma gets caught out with that aggressive apps play, and now Kaz are going to be left on two players here. Jacob not able to find anything, and MCK stuck in a 1v5. At least he doesn't have an Mag 7, so he may have a little bit of a chance, but still, it's going to be Fish looking likely to pick up an 8th round on the board,
Yeah,
which is
he's
very
on
important.
He's in the wrong place. He has no other thing to do
Yeah.
than save. He's just got to keep the rifle into play. Can have a little look, a little gander at the economy. Now, of course, they only get 1,400 into the next round. They do at least have 2 players who can buy pretty much 100%, Jacob and Roma. Then it gets a little bit sketchy from there. Of course, we can see MCK possibly drop a FAMAS. But at the same time...
See, the thing is, if they got 4 kills in this round, for example, I would like to see them force up, because that would mean Fish's economy would be quite low. It'd only be 3250 for winning the round, obviously plus any kills and previous money they did have. So they'd have a buy, but not full utility. They probably wouldn't have an AWP. So getting 4 kills, at least, if Kaz did that in this one, it would make sense to force up. But now that they've literally got no kills and they're unlikely to get more than one,
I think they'll still go for it.
I'd like to see them just eco, because there's no way they're going to reset the economy back in their favour up against such an incredible full buy that we're going to see from Fish here. So I'd like to see an eco, but let's see what happens with this one, because their money is right on the tipping point in either way.
They're going to buy.
Especially
Especially with the AK, they're definitely going to buy. It's just one of those positions where you have to see the FAMASs dropped, and then they'll get the utility behind it.
Yeah, they got a lot more than I thought.
It's not too bad.
I feel like
but it's still like the ultimate reset if they lose.
I feel like I just can't do maths, because when I look at 3400, I think you can't get anything out of that. But then when you add it up in your head, that's a FAMAS with armor and then a nade on top. Like,
especially if you drop the head armor as well, it helps you out. That's the thing that I think most of the time you go, okay, you got the FAMAS plus a grand. It's like, well, actually, not necessarily if you take away the head armor.
Yeah, that's important. Look at this aggression though. MCK saved AK, going to work out well. Rattlesnake gets dropped, and Kaz, they are going to be put straight away into a 4
I think this is already
5.
the difference between Kaz and Fish. He gets the kill, he just falls away, throws out some utility, goes back to the site, happy to take it. Whereas a lot of the time, I feel like I'm hammering on Mo a little bit, but I feel like I have to, because it's just one of those moments where it's so many times now where they've been in an advantage and he continues to go aggressive.
Don't criticize a player or there'll be a thread on Reddit about you.
Bring it on.
XD. No, Kaz, they have the man advantage. Yeah, Weber's going to be able to push up into the short area, catching out Roma. It is going to be back into a 4v4, but he still has Aussie to deal with. Nice peek there, going to be able to take him down, but the rest of the players pushing late in through this apartment here. They have to clear out this first player, Aussie, who's still going to be a real close and integral player to the CT side. He's not going to get anything though, but Dreamer will still trade things out. It's going to be back into a 2v3, and Fish yet to get this bomb down. At least the time is still fairly decent, and Pickles, he's going to be able to follow up. Jacob has to trade, but he's not going to be able to. There's 2 players with low HP here on the T side, and they do have a little bit of time to plant the bomb, but it's all going to be on Mole now. He catches out the first. That's a very important peek, but Jacob takes him down, and Mole with a really nice attempt there by catching out that first player, but he's going to get called out by the aggression.
That window jump again.
Yeah.
It is just the suicide jump. If you jump through there, there's someone looking at it. You are dead unless you had jumping shot. And well, it is
pretty
Counter-Strike, so maybe it is quite likely, but you know, I'd hope that they'd have fixed that. It's like when they fixed the jumping AWP. That one more, didn't it? Please show me Stewie's clips of jumping AWPs and tell me
I
how
love
this
jump
fixed.
shots. I love it. It's so much fun. It's terrible for a competitive game, but it's so much fun as a viewer perspective.
Well, Pickles is down. And that's already not the start that Fish were looking into. You have to remember, they have literally just had their economy shattered in terms of the money they're making. And now they're only going to get 1,900 into the next round. So if they lose this one, it is likely that this will be closed by Kaz. So need to come back into this round. They have a decent bit of control towards middle, but there's plenty of CT players around that very avenue, somewhat pincering them in, although the push going into window at the moment was a little bit intriguing because Aussie does actually have a better sort of spot over towards short, but there goes Dreaming.
The timing. Weber getting caught out, and Jacob, he's going to just hold the angle. Rattlesnake doesn't check it, and he will get shot in the back as well. Fish are going to be left on 2 players. Cryptic's landing 1, but that will be it here as they get cleaned up. It's going to be the Dumpsters, and Kaz, they pick up a 14th round. They're 1 off match point, and look at the money. Fish have nothing.
As Adele said, this is the end.
Yeah. Hold your breath and count to 1 minute 45, or 55 now.
Well, there's actually 2 rounds. But
yeah, I guess. I mean, in this round. Don't ruin my dreams.
Go on, so how much is that if it's 2 rounds?
That's 110 seconds. No, 110. What am I saying?
Bye, Hugo. We'll see you later.
That's 115 for 1 round. Why? I can't count. Oh, I just doubled 55 because I'm stupid.
You could have just done like 4 minutes minus 10 seconds.
Yeah, do you want to stop bringing logic into this chat, please?
Speaking of logic, everyone is dead.
Why did I take on the
on the
maths?
fish side? Yeah, I don't know why. I sort of set you up to fail.
Tom, what is it? 155 plus 155. Give it.
350.
Shut up.
I literally told you exactly.
Yeah,
how
but
to
I was
do
doing it in seconds. I wasn't doing it in minutes.
But why would you
otherwise
do
it's-
it like that?
Because that's what you asked me to do.
No, it's not. I said it in 1 minute 55.
That's what I implied. That's what I assume you implied.
Well, after the failed pistol round, we
The
are
failed
looking
maths.
to see another pistol round coming out from Fish. Now, they're going to have to try this again. Of course, they don't have a choice in this round. And already Aussie is going to start things off. So, looking like, well, as I don't say again, this is the end. There's a film called that as well. But either way, Aussie's found a second. Looking to see whether or not the rifles can do the work.
Yep, so the A-side control going to go very easy for Kaz here. It will just be the clean-out that we expected. Weber is going to be the last person alive, and Dreaming is likely to finish him off here. Yeah, clutch or kick, well, clutch or lose match, I think. Dreaming finishes him off, and Kaz, they take a 16th round. That is going to be the map concluded, and that will be 3 points gained for Kaz in the standings as well, because they actually won both maps of that best of two. So very nice.
I think that puts them top.
Yeah, that does. So they're now
I
up to,
don't want to do any more maths. Well, you don't want to do.
I think
any
they're
more
up to
maths.
10. If I that's memory, that's not maths, because it's,
I
it's
think,
3 points for.
I
a 2-0.
think you're right. I'm hoping soon we'll have confirmation of that, and our brilliant producers behind the scenes can just, well, do the maths better than we can. But
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure that takes them top at the moment. We've just told he can't count either, so that means none of us can do maths here on this show. Well, actually, I got one right at least.
Well
So,
done. You should feel very proud.
Should I pat myself
Pat
on
on
the
the
head?
back. But we're gonna at least go for a short break, I imagine, before second map. We are or
Second game.
second match,
Yeah,
obviously.
we've already seen the second map. Kaz have won
Yeah.
this one. And
Actually, before we do that, we could have a little look at the schedule so we can at least look and show the viewers who haven't been here earlier to what we do have coming up later. I actually missed that, producer. My headset's quite quiet, but okay.
yeah, it'll be the same schedule as earlier, but that's absolutely fine. We already know who's played because we were watching it. So if we just bring that up, we can see who's coming up a little bit later on. But here we go. Of course, completely ignore the
Yeah.
scores, but we are going to have FM and of course Team Xenex, not X and X,
Excellent X.
as I wanted to say it before you said it. But yeah, FM looking to sort of take their spot back, because obviously now on games it is actually Kaz at the top. They have played 4, they are top. You take into account the FM are about to play, they are going to be going into their 5th one, but of course win's a win, they still go top of the board. That's how it works, even if you have played more games. So definitely looking to see if they can actually take it to the top. But all of that's coming up after the break. We can talk about that a little bit more, and we will see you in just a moment.
I think about the game every day, but you just say I'm wasting my time. I wake, I eat, I work, I come home, I sit at the screen, and I work at the game for 8 more hours, and you just say I'm wasting my time. I read, I study, I calculate, I learn, I train more, I play more, and it's just wasting my time. You call me a nerd, a weirdo, antisocial, but I shrug it all off and train even harder, and you still tell me I'm wasting my time.
We have finally made it here, and it's been a very long path to get us all the way here for the MLG Major Championship. It's going to be a big turnaround there. Hits the echelon, suits and helps a 1-on-1. Guardian versus Tango.
Alright, so a while back I sold out to Game, who paid me money and gave me a load of free stuff just for mentioning their deals on my channel. Well, Game have decided to offer the same sweet deal to any other gamers who fancy selling out to them. All you have to do is go to this website, fill out a form, and then their marketing people will be in touch, or something like that. In my opinion, you should all do this. That's just my opinion.
Lost 16-14. This isn't their map pick. They weren't expecting to, completely dominate endpoint. And this pistol, headshots galore. Luz there, 2-3. Yep.
That's a pistol. So trying to open things up. Yes, we'll find the first one. One by one, new frags numbers, they seem to be dwindling, but Homie, again, if the bomb is going to find its way down, Homie still, he's going to be like, finds himself. When he didn't, he was placed back and did some square box where he could fall. There's 1v1 as well. We find ourselves in trouble. Keep an eye on, but Stanley, it's a free pick. Surely they should have been aware that there could have been any aggression.
Get this bomb down and try to work from that. Does he? Oh, he does get the kill! The ace coming out from trouble takes down Robin. It's going to be 2 on the board, and GTN, they win the force by no armor.
Too aggressive. Tactical minds is going to be easy pickings. Money, something tells me. Nobody else is what Ravens were 42, and well, again, we can see another 1v4. Again, a Molotov slowing down somewhat. The elevator angle is going to drag and make him over towards.
What's happened? Does take down Aussie, and now CK trying to spray and push towards stairs, and does take down Red. Problem as well, it's 2-10. They're going to half by hit, allow it to go to 2-11, and their goal here is to try and make this 11-4.
He's just going to pretty much let it rip. Some easy headshots to be found, no response will be attempted.
Where's Brody C looking? What are you doing?
He knows. That's the thing about that.
Well, he does face towards Karma, but it's going to be Rezu with the first.
Looking for the head, he's having a bit of a struggle in terms of actually getting it in, because it's going to be Rezu, not just for the first, but for all three. He goes for the triple and he connects every single
angle. Goes for the first play, gets 1, gets 2. Gonna get any more, gets 3. Takes down 3 of those team players.
Towards mid, but this B split, well, it's going to take place. They do it to success, but it's going to be the dive in all from one angle. And this fountain, well, it's coming up jumps, but eventually it's going to be him something up onto him. Yes, he finds a tag, but
yep.
Oh, that's just clutching straws.
So I mentioned before, once the T's take one part of the map,
so much damage. The long spray from Shaney will net the frag, but look how much damage has been done nonetheless. 11 HP on Shaney. 2v3, they try and cross, but Warplic's facing yet again. Was very discoordinated from the rest of his team, leaving it back on towards the shoulder. I think that would be a good start, but also make sure Mole doesn't too much. Because Aaron looking towards his right, if he can get down towards Rap. Their own troubles, and Fish, they're making this one work completely out of the way. We talked about only 2 rounds being needed, but Rapsley, another on towards JT. Makes it almost nice and easy. It's Weather, yes, he took control of CT, but the bomb is being stuck. There's a kit on it. Weather, he's got so much work to do, and Darcy's, well, he's going to steal the kill for him. The tag, and tag seems to be the center of the game with these AWPs.
Advantage for the AWP from Mole will catch JT on the rotate. He as well takes down Weber, so this is the
now he's still going, but Cryptic's finally with the spray catches off guard Mole with the pistol. And Fish.
Smart play.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the UK Masters. I'm Hugo. Joining me, as usual, is going to be Tom. How are you doing?
As usual, this only
second
game.
As of today, it's usual.
And tomorrow.
I don't care how you're doing. I don't care how you're doing. We're going into FM versus Xenix. This is going to be best of 2, as all the matches have been in the UK Masters. And we're going to be jumping right into Cash, which is FM's map pick. Second map going to be Mirage. That will be Xenix's map pick. And we've got some interesting matches for you, or some interesting players for you, at least in these matches. So we can jump right into the pistol or the knife, I guess, in just a quick second and talk about that. But, I mean, we've got some big names, I guess you could say, in the UK scene. We've got players like Pulse, players like Windansky. We've even got the Swedish Robbing playing for the FM Esports side. So, I mean, we've got a lot of storylines, at least, in both of these teams.
Well, I'm more interested by the fact whether or not Xenix can actually steal some points away, because, of course, we've just witnessed Kaz go to the top of the board. If even a map is dropped, that could be the thing that sort of pushes them towards that sort of top place later on. Is he just... He's planted the bomb in the knife round. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But, yeah, no, that's sort of the more important thing at the moment. It's not whether or not this game sort of goes the way. It's more whether Xenix sort of surprise factor in this one. I think we're talking before the game saying how we weren't really expecting them to be sort of where they are at the moment. But if they can steal some points against FM, that would be great. If they win it, that would be very, very surprising, as I think, although Kaz may be at the top of the moment, Fish are sort of up there as well, we are sort of expecting FM to be the ones at the top towards the end.
Yeah, very likely. Although the players on Xenix definitely aren't bad. We've got Shane, we've got Jakey, both very, I guess, experienced.
Yeah, I heard you played against Shane. How did that go?
I got 16-1.
16-1, huh?
Yeah. That was 2 years ago, by the way, when I was like at DMGO matchmaking, playing a bit of ESEA Open. And
oh, so when you were good?
Right before, when I was good. Right before Shaney's team got picked up by Malik, we got destroyed in the ESEA Open. That was fun, good days. But we're going into the Vista round. This is going to be Xenix on the T side. FM obviously winning that knife round. And straight off the bat, look at this aggression. We've got both Pulse and Windansky pushed all the way up to B main. Xenix going to put the critical smokes in middle, but this flank may be absolutely massive from Pulse.
A good flank, but at the same time, we're looking at this mid push come in. Neil, he is going to manage to get one as well, so already looking pretty bleak. Xenix, well, they've got one player waiting behind Shaney, will catch one, and there's a second as well. If he can catch both players, that'd be great. Really not sure what the T's are going to do from this point onwards. They are sort of surrounded, but if they can pick off a player here and there, then maybe there's an opportunity. Nice rotation will come out from Yenko to sort of play that position. It's probably Jenko, I'm just used to Russia, but Pulse will be able to find himself one in the meantime. And look at the HP. A bomb plant, maybe more than they can expect from the rest of this round.
Yeah, this HP is going to be very, very low on the Xenix side. They've got 47 between them. FM Esports are going to be running back in both with full HP armor and USPs in their hands as they try and take these kills. Peggy's going to be spotted. That's one bullet, one dead. And now it's all going to be on Jakey. He has to pick up both kills here. Lands the first headshot. Going to run around the back of the site here, not committing to a fight, just baiting out the time that he's got plenty of left to hold. He's 8 HP, and now it's all going to be on Neil to try and find him. He gets the headshot. That's massive. And FM Esports, they pick up that pistol round. Such a close one as well, but Neil will reign supreme. And that'll be the bomb defused in time.
Just about. A few more seconds baited out and it would have gone the way of Jakey. And I think Nils knew that as well. He's just going to go aggressive, take it towards the end. And I have got to get used to saying Jenko again.
Yeah, it's not Yenko, he's from the UK.
That's the problem. Like, I've spent so much time over in Ukraine that all J's are Y's.
I think just most European
We've got Yeti and Yakey as well.
Yakey and Yeti, yeah, like it. Peg J.
Yeti's worst by far. That sounds so bad.
Well,
I kind of want that to be his name now.
You can request it, I'm sure. But
You've completely lost the plot. We are going to see a push. Here we go. Nade thrown in. That's going to dunk in and do so much damage already. Robin with 2. We are going to see Dansky grab another. Will the bomb go down? No, it will not. Denied. All 5 players surviving. But of course, that was just pistols. We expect the buy to come in the next round anyway for Zenix. And, well, not going to be a huge amount of utility. The bomb plant would have guaranteed that, but they'll have enough.
Yeah, that's the whole point. They went for the eco just so they could at least get a bit more extra money. But money? I'm not Jamaican money. But obviously the bomb plant and the pistol are going to allow them to go for this buy. So they have the AKs, they have a bit of utility as well. Nothing extra that they're trying to achieve, but we are going to see Shane boosted very fast up. That's how you kick off a round, Shane. He takes down Jenko. We are going to see a bit of a return fire from Robin to get aggressive and squeaky to drop another, but still, why is there a need to push from Pulse, who walks right into the hands of Peggy, putting it back into the favour of Zenix here, this time in a 4v3, which makes it even more difficult than their 5v4 here for the FM side, as they have less players to split out on these sites, and trades are looking very unlikely with 1 player situated towards each avenue of attack here for Zenix. And they've got a lot of men to deal with here and a lot of utility left here for the T side.
Yeah, really looking, if anything, after the early aggression from the Ts, and I'm just looking for them to slow it down, because really the CTs are the one that need to sort of make a play. They are split in a 1-1-1, and in fact they are looking like they may rotate in the right direction. We will see Neilzinho spot out 1, but he gets sprayed. What? Shaney straight through the smoke, lines him up, knocks him down, and that's only going to leave 1 Windansky on the site, but he hasn't actually been spotted yet, running straight in, and I don't know how he doesn't get that kill. That's absolutely ludicrous. It will be Shaney to get the plant, and I am not sure what just happened.
And Robin says see ya. He sneaks his way back out of there. Zenix are going to pick up that first buy round on the board, and obviously a nice start into this one. Obviously getting the bomb plant on the pistol is going to allow them to have this round in their favour. And now we see a 2-1. So Zenix attempting to at least wrap rounds together, but FM obviously may want to try and reset this one. Their economy isn't going to be perfect, but I mean, they're getting 1,400. So after this, you can see, you know, I mean, Pulse will be on 5k. A couple of the others will be around.
Are you doing the maths again?
Yeah, no, I can do economy maths. I just can't do anything else. Nothing else. No rounds, no time, nothing. But they'll have enough money to go for somewhat of a buy, maybe some Famises or Famai, but nothing with an AWP involved.
It won't be too bad, just because of the fact that Robin actually saves a weapon and he can drop one over to Windansky. So that's not going to be the problem. They will have a buy overall, and actually they go for a glass cannon.
I eat my words. I knew that was going to happen. I was like, yeah, Pulse is going to do it, isn't he?
Pulse fires up the AWP. Hugo gets wrecked once again.
I wasn't expecting it. I saw he had the money, but I was like, yeah, he won't do it. Okay, ballsy play though. And once again, Zenix, very fast boost, but this is going to be countered here by Jenko. He's going to be pushed up. This is perfect. He lands himself 1. And Darcy goes down. So man advantage now for the FM side.
Yeah, nice little smoke, giving them the position to boost up. And that's pretty much an exact counter to what happened in the last round. They were ready for it this time. It doesn't work twice. Somewhat of a one-trick pony. Do have to be a little bit careful, as there is a player waiting up close for this spray, and Peggy is actually going to catch off Neil.
Yep, nice man advantage equalised back in the favour of Zenix here in this 4v4, and no capitalisation there from FM, as they obviously went into a boost spot, and that's not something you can trade after you lose a player. So going to be looking good for Zenix, who still have plenty of utility left, whereas the FM side is going to be very dwindled, but already you can see the setup from FM. They've still got 2 players over towards B, expecting a bit of a split through vents, obviously with Zenix having this mid-control and just finding that first pick. So a nice, I guess, read, I guess you could say, from FM, or at least rotation, but it may be incorrect as we see these players start to push up towards Highway here, trying to clear that angle. But still, they haven't got really a player in A main deep yet, so they've not fully committed to this one. But there we go, Pulse will drop Peggy, and now this aggression in A main combined with the Highway push is going to mean Windansky is the only player on A. We've got Jenko actually set up with a crossfire, but look at this, what's he doing? He's just walking out in the middle of the site. He's not going to hear any of these players pushing up, and Jenko only trades 1 before he goes down. It's still going to be a 2v2 though. The bomb's going to be making its way to the site, and the retake it for FM Esports is going to be on.
Smoke will go down. Jake, I don't know how they get away with this. That's the second round in a row now where a player should have died and hasn't. A few mistakes coming in early from FM. Pulse, he doesn't have any armor. Yeah, of course, that's because of the AWP glass cannon, which means it's going to become a little bit more difficult. Now, Jakey's very low, doesn't have a kit, utility, has absolutely nothing, just a bare rifle to play with, a glass pea shooter, and he's going to be trying to walk back in. If he can find a player on site, he has a chance, but JT, well, it didn't matter if he had armor there as Pulse. Well, he doesn't have a Pulse anymore.
Nice meme. FM, though, they are going to be on Eco now after not succeeding in that buy-up. We do have Xenix reaping the benefits, and their money is going to be looking very good for the time being. We've got a player on 6k, a couple on 2k. It's not going to be too bad considering we're only 4 rounds in, and they haven't really had much of a chance to build up an economy. But obviously losing 3 players is going to have a bit of an impact, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't like to see them lose more than 1 really up against this Eco. Although FM Esports are bringing in some aggression there. Robin pushed up towards that squeaky door. Windansky with a Deagle trying to clear main, but Xenix, they're not walking into anything really. They're just holding the outside of B, and it looks like they're setting up for a bit of a B split coming in through vents here, with the bomb making its way through main, and 2 others trying to push out into middle, but finally Shaney's going to back off, and Jakey is the only one to at least make any pressure towards that area, but he may just be holding for the rotations. Either way, Pulse is going to be cordoned off here in the... Oh, the nades in the Checker's room. He's going to get a lot of utility expended towards him, but no kill. Finally, he lands one, actually, a very long-range shot to take down Dancy, and a 5v4 into the hands of FM.
Yeah, I'm definitely intrigued by the sort of one-pronged attack coming in at the moment from the T side. They only really had Jakey anywhere else. I'm a fan of middle control when it comes to rounds up against pistols. You know what's coming. Take the long-range battles, get rid of the players up close, and then you can sort of split the defense with wherever you push. So it seems like they've fallen back to that sort of strategy. We'll take over control of middle. There will be a little bit of a weight coming out from Shaney, trying to deny any presence onto that gun that was dropped, but now they will fall back towards the A side. 2 players up close. Positioning is quite good now from this T side, and although they don't have control of main, back towards the B side, but well, they clean everybody up. That 1 kill is long gone and forgotten.
Great work there from Xenix. Despite having 20 seconds left, they get the bomb down just in time. It looked like they were about to run out of time there, but actually having that 1 player take down Windansky on A, I think it was, basically meant that they can catch off the rest of the players as the CT started to rotate, expecting an A push because the time was so low. But obviously not going to work out for FM. They do have Robin with a Deagle trying to save or at least go for an exit, but he's not really in a position to do anything as Xenix won't be chasing this down, wanting to keep their 4 rifles in their hand. No need to stop 1 player, so it will be the round again to this T side, but FM now going to be going for their buy.
Yeah, Robin doesn't look like he wants to go for too much here. Of course, if he can catch a player on the exit, well, I think that'd be a bit of a dream. It doesn't look like anybody's really going in his direction. The only player even close was JT, and they've pretty much made sure that there's no way it's getting a rifle either. So not bad overall from the T side. They only lose 1 player. They will be building up their economy quite nicely. JT already hitting, well, $50 off 10k. He's very, very close. Not the greatest start from Dancy ever. Only on 1 point. But it's very early in the game, and we are seeing them in the lead 3-2. Now, buy will come in. This time there is no AWP. I've played it safe. I've waited till after.
Yeah, not doing me. But, okay.
Never go full Hugo.
Yeah, never go full Hugo. We are going to see Xenix try and boost these players into mid. Actually being thwarted though. Robin and Jenko going to be picking 1 up each, and Pulse boosted into vents with the right timing. Going to take out a first onto Jakey. Still spotting out Shaney is going to be Robin to find another, and JT is going to be alone. He does manage to catch out 1 into middle spots. Jenko pushing towards that sandbag area, but he's just going to be caught off here. So many nades going into his way, and already aggression in B main as well. He's not going to expect this angle, Neil. He's going to be right and ready for that kill. FM take 3, and complete switch up a pace there. Works fabulously for them.
Yeah, that almost seemed like a no-respect play coming out from FM. They just completely push into middle. Even when they take that aggressive advantage, another player boosts into vents, and they even continue after that to push all the way around the back. So FM clearly not afraid of their opponents. They will pick up 3 AKs, so upgrade to the battle rifles in the server. But of course, as we've said, there's going to be another buy coming in for the Xenix side.
Shaney's just wallbanged Jenko through 2 walls there. Both the
Shane only did 23 HP.
Yeah, it was because it was through both the grate and also the Z wall onto Jenko, but still, it's quite funny. Regardless, boost up again. Shaney's going to be there with the AWP this time. Does manage to tag down Jenko. That's a lot of damage in his favour as well, and he's going to have to back off here as Robin attempts to re-peek there from the highway. Not going to be able to take the kill though. It's going to be an equal manner of trades as both these players are tagged up. However, as Xenix are setting up towards his A site, Robin's going to realise rotation back in. Great spray there through the smoke. Drops Dancy as he tries to make his way outside of this squeaky door, but Jakey's going to be trying to follow up. Does fall as well. Robin's making good work, but look at that. Even better from JT. Only gets 1 before he goes down, and now it's going to be a 2 versus 4. As Xenix, they're really fighting back from the bottom of the scoreboard here. Shaney is going to be taking down another, but Robin, yes, he's just a snake in the grass. He's just free-firing, and Robin, he's going for this ace here. He's got 1 more to find, but Shaney denies it, and it's going to be a 1v2 for him to bring it back.
That's absolutely ridiculous that he managed to survive that long on the site, especially with how low he was. He'll get 4 kills and a huge assist onto the last as well. What a ridiculous round coming out from Robin, but that will be the step up that they need to take this, well, take the lead in this match and also break the economy once again of Xenex. So nice round coming out, mainly from Robin. I don't want to hate on the other players again. Don't want any threads coming my way, but props to Robin, great play overall.
Yeah. Now the pistols aren't going to be too fruitful into this one, I imagine, with just a Deagle and 3 P250s. Obviously you have chances to go for some kind of fast B or fast A push. I mean, both these sites are really easy at close range, but still the lack of armor and utility going to make things a lot harder. Jakey is the only one with that Kevlar, and FM have got all the nades and frankly all the weaponry to hold this one off quite diligently as well, so I don't imagine Xenex will be picking up too much into this one. You can already see the first going to be found from the CT side, so Jenko taking down Shaney, a man advantage going to be in the way of the FM team.
You did not need to add team.
Yeah, but I said the FM, which doesn't really work.
It sounds like a radio station. The FM. There you go, sorted. You saved it. It's done. Either way, we are going to have the pistols rotating their way back into A main. There's only one player actually on the site, but quick rotations will be available from Highway. Windansky looking to possibly repeat what we saw from his teammate in the previous round with that quad kill. But they are already coming up in that somewhat direction. 40 odd seconds left on the clock, and it should just be a spray down.
I feel like that's likely, although there is only one player on this site to deal with. However, that being said, 2 just rotated back. Jenko's on the orb, and he's going to be able to spot the first instant elimination there when Dansky does follow up with one of his own, but the trade instantly there from Peggy. Now things are looking okay for Xenex, but the time is going to be so low here, they have to commit to a plant. It's going to be Peggy to return one, but Jenko drops in with a pistol. FM pick up a 5th round on the board, and once again, just shut down that eco. The issue is, though, for them is obviously Xenex got 2 kills, so that's a bit of economy, I guess, detached from the side of the FM side, and Xenex is going to be able to go for the buy as well, with a good amount of utility, so a very decent buy for the T side, but let's see if they can keep it going.
Yeah, they're not doing too bad in terms of buy rounds so far, but we need to see them wake back up, because if they slow things down, FM, well, once they build the economy, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah. But a default setup from Xenex is what I like to see, at least in the previous map. We didn't see this so much, especially not on the Fish T side. They kind of just rushed straight out to wherever they could. And obviously a default is going to allow them to wait for some kind of aggression early on if there does appear to be any. But nothing really shown from FM. They are just holding back passive. We have obviously aggressive position over main to spot out. That's going to be Jakey, but that is pretty... Oh, sorry, Jenko, but that is pretty much it here for FM. He'll be able to get himself a pick, drop down off that box and run onto the site. So it's the only real way that a pick is going to be likely here, unless they commit to middle, in which case Pulse, he is going to be the man to step up. Takes himself one. He doesn't need to re-pick here. I wouldn't like to see it, but okay, he goes for it and he's going to go down because of it. But Robin able to trade, and now we're into a 4v3. And Xenex, they are ticking down the clock, but B is going to be their choice.
Yeah, and it's actually not a bad choice. The one player they have to really watch out for is Nilzinho. He's over towards that back box in checkers, and if he's not careful, they'll get onto the site without him realizing. But if they're not careful, he'll be in the perfect flank position wherever they plant the bomb. So, well, if they plant it right at the back of the site, but that would have to be pretty lucky. There we go. Pounces in the end as they try and retake checkers control, and this should ruin any chance of them holding onto the bomb. They have to take it from the site. One man over towards Vent is going to be completely useless as long as Neil just sits there. Although now... Oh, he's going to burn. Yeah, he'll burn alive, so at least he'll be cleared out. But now they know exactly where the last person is. Kirib dropped down from the Vent. Jakey almost managing to get away with something there. But it is nice from FM. And, well, that's the power of that spot, really.
Indeed it is. Another round on the board for them, and really the buy is looking likely at this point with most players with money, but still Xenex not able to really get a full buy with the AWP, with the full nades and Molotovs. And yeah, they have a Galil. You know, the utility's not great on both Dancy and Shaney. It's a bit of a weaker one, but maybe they'll be able to get something out of it, at least with 3 nade buys or full nade buys. It should be okay. Still, FM are leading this one, and it's looking very, very equal for the time being. Cash is one of those maps where you can pick up rounds on the T side quite easily. You know, an 8-7 is not very uncommon, and neither is a 9-6, but either way, we are early days, so Xenex haven't made too much of an impact, but they are likely to do so later on in the half.
Nade didn't do anywhere near as much damage as I was sort of hoping it would. Seemed like it was going to land on Peggy's head. Doesn't seem to do just that as of yet. Either way, I'm looking towards this A play at the moment. still just really feeling out the map, sticking towards middle. If any aggression came out towards B, they would be absolutely screwed, as they don't really seem to have anyone looking in that direction at the moment. But it is just going to be the split. Pushing up quickly, Robin's going to have a lot of work to do. The flash comes in, it's well timed, and they catch out both players, even with a little bit of a love bite onto Peggy as well. Either way, that's the ASAC clear at the moment. The only potential player is Jenko, and while catch anything here? Yes, he can. Actually gets away with it, and Pulse has found another in the meantime.
Yeah, now down to a 3-on-2. Again, favouring FM here as they find the first picks back in, but it is going to be still a decent potential of a hold here from Xenix, so they can find a quick equalisation frag. It is going to be JT taking the fight, but he goes down straight away, and JK missing a key shot is going to put him in the dirt as well. He's only able to find Pulse, and honestly, I don't blame him there for going for that peek. It's understandable. You need to find yourself a quick pick, because if a 3v1 comes in, and you're left with 3 players rushing towards you with AKs, it's not going to be too great. So, FM, they pick it up. Really only 3 deaths, not too bad at their side. They can still drop here. Jenko's up on 10k. You've got players on 7k as well. It's not going to be bad. And Xenix bombed down again. Lost bonus combined is going to allow them to buy up fully here, but still no AWP on Shaney. And I mean, it's just it's you know they're really not getting too much impact into these rounds here.
Well, the thing with that one is they probably should have won. They probably should have taken that. They had the positioning, they had the man advantage. Their push was really nice onto short. Robin, well, he's played in that position quite a few times now, so to catch someone once again, at least it's a trade. That's not too bad. So it means that we can see a little bit of something. We will see the smoke go down onto highway, and that actually leaves them quite isolated in terms of the information. They can find, but Jenko goes straight through it. Grabs one. But it's going to be this push. Now, the bomb is completely separated from anyone else on the map.
Yeah.
It's in mid. Oh, that's a little bit of luck.
Oh, Peggy playing this perfectly, though. He's not even going for the fight until he needs to. Finally takes down Jenko, and now it will be a 3v2 in favour of Xenix, which is something which is a bit rare, at least. FM are going to be left with just 2 players, and when Dansky over towards middle, not able to catch out anyone as they've rotated back towards B. JT trying to create havoc on A, but there's just no one for him to fight there, and now we are into this bomb plant eventually going down. As we can see, Darcy's already pushing up towards his site, but oh, this may force a rotation. The smoke going down on A, and JT committing with it, although we still see Pulse retain his position on this B site.
That's going to be one, and actually this could work out quite nicely. Pulse, he just has to get one here at least. He's already found the first, doesn't manage to get the second, so it will go back to a 1 versus 1. Windansky will throw in a flash. It will delay the plant slightly, but he should hear that going down, and well, it feels like he may have been baited out a little bit, thinking that that was just a fake plant. Of course, running through the smoke would have been a huge risk. He is just going to wait this one out. But what this means is the after plant position can be changed from Peggy. Now, I'm not sure if that's a particularly good plant. He will have to push over towards the left, but it doesn't matter. Finds the headshot as Windansky tries to cross. Maybe a little bit lucky that he doesn't actually go for the defuse.
Indeed, but 4 rounds on the board, that's important for Xenix. They finally picked up another after a streak of losses there, so as long as they can continue this, it's going to be great. But again, with the money on the FM side being very dominant, a reset is looking very likely here, and you can already see Xenix going to be facing the issue with losing 4 players, with not having an economy up in your bank. They're going to be on a P90 and a Tech 9, although B-Rush may favour this weaponry, but Pulse, he may not. He's going to be able to take down 2. Neil does follow up as well. They haven't cleaned out this back check as they need to, because he's just going to spray them down. Neil, 3 kills, and look at that control, absolutely phenomenal. And FM, they're going to pick up an 8-4.
Yeah, and now things, well, this is where it's starting to get a little bit worrying. Although they win that 1 round in the last, things fall apart. That's been, what, 6 of the last 7 that have gone the way of the CT side, and that 1 round may actually hurt them more than it gains them after the economy is completely reset. They're going to have 1 P250 as the only investment. To be honest, I would have preferred it was just 1 smoke. At least then they can try and throw in a cross smoke here. It's just going to be very aggressive. Windansky actually does get taken down. Robin with the trade, they're doing way more damage than they possibly should. This 1 P250 actually seems to be a worthy investment. It's already found 2 kills, looking for more. Neil is there as the saving grace to just close it down before it gets too costly for the CT side.
Indeed, and Xenix, this money is likely going to go into a quasi here, and then a buy coming up in the upcoming round for the last of the half, but I feel like without 5 rounds it's going to be very, very scary, but at least FM do pick up the double up here, so this should guarantee them the round as we go into likely a 10th for them, and then maybe even a 5th for Xenix. But going into the next round with 4-11, the next half of 4-11, that could be very, very dangerous. They really do have to pick up at least one of these 2 upcoming rounds.
Peggy through the smoke, manages to catch one off. Looking for a little bit more. They're actually going quite aggressive and, well, managing to get themselves onto the site. Again, the one player they've got to watch out for, though, is Windansky. He's got a great position over towards main. He's actually going to drop the bomb. It is ruining their plant spot. But Peggy's still going ham with this Tech 9. Manages to find a second. He's got an AWP. And both players coming from main. Could mean there's actually not bad positioning. Now the bomb not planted in a very good position really for the positions that the remaining players are playing. It might have been better to go over to the other side of the site. The unfortunate factor is they didn't know where Pulse was before that engagement.
When Dansky and Pulse are splitting in through both main and highway, Pulse is going to be pushing up with a high HP player. He just goes straight down there, headshot on his face. And when Dansky, I'd just like to see a save. The time is just too low, so is your HP. Just give him around 5 on the board. Xenix actually make it work with the Quasi, which is quite rare to see as well, but still, good job to them, and they're going to keep 3 players alive. Yeah, the CT money, that's a good factor. It's really, really low.
It's quite surprising when you look at actually how many rounds they've won. They won 5 in a row. They lost 1. They win 2, and then they pretty much just get screwed.
But if you look at how many players they had left on most of these rounds, I mean, aside from a couple of them, they've pretty much lost 2 or 3 players, which does impact the economy quite heavily. You know, losing all these players, having to rebuy rifles and kits and nades and everything, and even the AWPs that they've had a double AWP on multiple rounds as well. So yeah, it does impact the economy, and you can see it's already going to be damaging them in this last round of the half as we have a Mag 7, a Deagle, and a UMP. But they have a counter boost.
Yeah, they're going to go for some aggression. Seems like the right play to make when you have this sort of Quasi. So many players being boosted up. Can he get it? Robin gets both. Turning this round on its head. The buy, well, it may have looked like it was favoring Xenix, but the round definitely doesn't anymore.
No, that's not where you want to be. That's not what situation you want to be in if you are Xenix here. Especially on the last round of the half after picking up a round you technically on paper should not have picked up. It is finally going to be at least alleviated by Shani, who will catch out Jenko over an upper, but it is still going to be the man advantage retained for FM, and if they can just hold back and not allow themselves to get picked, this could still be the round and the 10-5 secure for them for this half. But Shaney, he's still not done yet. Sneaking into the site, it's going to be Pulse to take the kill. That will be another man advantage now for FM, doubled here as Xenix is going to be left in a 2v4. They start to push up middle, and if they could take A site before this player and the flank comes in, that could be good, but Robin's going to deny the first, and Dancy, he is alone.
Not the play you really want in this sort of situation. Not had a particularly good game up until a couple of rounds ago. Was only on 1 kill, and while he will be able to bring it back at least a little bit, gets himself to 4, and Xenix are able to get to 5 rounds overall. Now, if they get a pistol, I would say that this game isn't over at all. They could pull this one back. However, FM, the sort of streak that they had, the win in the last round with the Quasi, they're going to be feeling pretty confident going onto their T side, and to expect 6 rounds from the team that we are sort of expecting to get through and maybe even win, it's not looking good, let's put it that way.
No. But let's see how this one pans out. FM going to be on the buy with a couple of nades. 3 armor players, and pushing all their players into Squeaky as well. I'm not sure what they have up their sleeves. Robin's obviously going to be setting up for that car smoke with a couple of flashes to flash them out of main, and obviously Neil coming in through the flank as well. But I'm not too sure why he chose to go for a Molotov. However, I'm sure that will
maybe after plant.
Yeah, I'm sure that will make itself clear later, because they must have an idea. You don't typically buy the T-side Molotov on pistol unless you have a reason to. But the bomb going to be going down, and the CT's on for the retake. Shaney trying to catch up one with an elevated position. Peggy as well supporting towards the forklift. It's going to be Jenko to fall first. Finally, the kill's going to be made so late into the round, and Robin's going to be caught up by a nice one-tap from Dancy. You mentioned him not stepping up so much. He definitely will this round. Jakey following up with the flank, and Xenix's pistol round is going phenomenally. It's all on with Dansky. He's towards the back of the site, has to take down a couple of players quickly, but they're going to surround him. Dancy finds another, and a nice round for him will secure Xenix their pistol, and actually a 6-10 as well, so they aren't out of this match just yet.
No, for sure. They've definitely got an opportunity to come back into this one. I was waiting for that Molotov to come into play, because the factor was, when looking at the buy that came up on the Xenix side, they didn't have a kit, and the thing you normally buy with a kit is a smoke, just in case that Molotov does come into play. Normally you do that more on a map like Train, not so much on Cash, but if the molly had been thrown, there was huge potential. Wasting 5 seconds when you got a 10-second defuse is huge, but unfortunately, Neil just never really got into a position to actually throw it, and he gets caught out, and it never really gets used. However, they do get a bomb plant, so we can expect a round, or a buy round coming in the third, a little bit early, but that seems expected at the moment. 3 rifles already bought up for Xenix, an UMP, which will probably be carried over, and then your favourite, the MP9, which is going to be the moneymaker in this round.
Yeah, buddy. I can imagine a lot of money will be made as well, as the lack of armor is going to mean these players are literally going to be like vegetables, and not in the mental sense, but more in the soft.
I've never shot a vegetable.
No,
then again, I've never shot a person either.
Soft, squishy flesh sense.
Should probably clarify that.
Yeah, I only shoot the neighbourhood cats.
I don't shoot vegetables, but I do shoot people.
I only shoot the neighbourhood cats. That's it. Pest control, you know.
Mm.
But FM going to be walking into this A site when we do have a lot of players to deal with as well. That is going to be both JT and Shaney, who are right and ready for this one. They have a UMP and an M4 between them. And Shaney just holding the angle, just waiting for them to push. They aren't going to at least make a very aggressive one as they do start to back off here, back towards the T-spawn. Bomb in Robin's hand as well. And yeah, it looks like a B site take now. Very, very late. They're going to be walking into an even more stacked site here as we've got two players both on the default spot with the support eventually from CT Spawn. But actually, as I say, that Peggy going to be rotating and the MP9. Lovely stuff.
Oh, this should be the Shredder and not the villain from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The fact that you know his name is disgusting.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, what? Okay, so maybe not the Shredder. Clearly, the Master has actually come back.
A good workman never blames his tools. It was clearly the fault of Jakey and not the fault of the MP9 there.
You'd rather...
I'd rather be
Don't
Jakey
hate the
than
game, hate the player. That's what you're trying to
don't
say.
hate the gun, hate the player.
Well, the gun's part of the game.
I just had a little laugh at the production room from that.
How? How?
They just want a Felico with just PT-15s.
Okay, everything I said about Xenex coming back has just gone...
Well, we were talking about vegetables.
Wow.
Xenex.
I'm not going to say what you're implying there.
I'm not implying anything. I just really like the taste.
The Mac 10, much better than the MP9. We'll see if Neil Zenio can pull it off this round. Of course, he's up against no other players, so just off a basis of what we've seen so far, Pistols are going to win, right?
No, because it's Xanax using them this time. You can already see one by one they're going to be dispatched. Of Neil follows up with the MP or Mac 10. Sorry, I've still got the MP9 in. The voice ringing out in my head. Jenko follows up onto this A site. There's going to be Shaney to at least try and rebuttal at least with this.
You're going to have nightmares tonight. Like, how could you, Jay? How could you do this to me?
Rip.
You let me down.
He's on the B site this time, so rotation going to come in, but it won't be too fruitful. Neil's going to be already on this flank, and if he clears out, what a waste of money though. Like using that Molotov towards the back of the site, like $400. Even if you get the kill,
make it better. There we go. He punishes Jakey for his poor use of the MP9.
Well, Xanax is
the Nova.
Look at their money though. That's the thing you got to look at. It's really not good enough for a buy. I can imagine they probably will just for the bants, but no, just some pistols are going to be pulled in. Maybe some armor as well. Jakey has a little bit more than the rest of the team.
Just for the bants.
Yeah, and they will pull out the pistols here. Maybe they can make it work. I mean, we've seen it before. It's not impossible.
There's £100 on the line here.
Yeah, there is.
There's £100. For anybody who didn't know, every single map is worth £100. Maybe I should get back into Counter-Strike.
Nice on me, lad.
Yeah. So FM looking like they're about to make £100. Let's put it that way. Jakey has managed to get a rifle, however, one of the AKs into his hand, the only AK into his hands, and he has a little bit of Kevlar behind it. So there is potential for him to do a little bit more damage. Of course, the only problem is the bomb is now down, and he's also on the other side of the map running and hiding in Toxic. So not expecting anything. Question: do you call it Toxic or do you call it Sunroom?
Toxic, only because I haven't changed my call out yet, which I probably will do eventually.
There's still Toxic battles. They're just not quite.
Yeah, I call it Toxic, but it's like one of those call outs that switches up depending
also,
on my
like if anybody says it, I still know what they mean.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing that annoys me. If you say the other one, what's that? It's like, come on, it's not rocket science. It's not the most common thing in the world.
Jakey commemorating the Mac 10 there, or MP9. I'm even switching it back on the other way around now.
What have you done?
FM note 13 rounds on the board. That's the important thing to look at. This is their map choice as well, so you'd like to imagine this wouldn't be too difficult for them to pick this one up. Xenex are going to be on the buy, however, and we do see the AWP on Shaney as well, so that's going to be something at least positive for them. But can he make it work? That's the question.
Yeah, he's going to go over to mid, and well, the answer to your question is a big fat no. Jakey, however, will be able to trade. Getting one pulse. Well, doing the same job, but it's all Jakey at the moment. The trade machine bringing it back to a much closer scenario. However, the bomb seems to be rotating towards him, probably realizing he is pretty low at the moment. A lot of bullets flying in his direction. Normally that can be suggested. There is currently a player in A main in the form of Peggy. And Windansky, I wonder if he'll actually check the angle. Oh, the timing. That's going to be perfect for him to find that kill. Does actually get dinked up in the meantime, but this is going to force another rotation from the FM side, going all the way back round, but they have got JT to worry about.
Oh, low HP as well. It's only going to take one shot, and he lands it. That will be the 2v2 under the hands of FM, but Robin's going to try and make his way out of main. We still do have JT almost taking the fight on this site. He's going to be forced towards the back of the box, and they are not going to expect that. He goes to the peak, but it won't be fruitful. Lands some damage onto Jenko, but still no kill. Back into a 2v2 is really taking their time for FM to make their way onto the site. But finally they do, and they walk into the bear trap. It's going to be Xenex to pick up another round. The bye working out for them as well, and it's 7-13 in play.
A nice round from JT especially, because if he had gone down or just not even found that pick initially, that round would have fallen straight away to FM. So he's given his team a lifeline after the mistakes, after the pistol. They're still 6 rounds behind, however. And the T's, well, they're not going to be letting up anytime soon. This is another buy coming up. Well, I say that, in the next round they probably won't have a buy unless they get a bomb plant, and then even then they'll sort of be forcing it a little bit. But let's just stick with the cheesy catchphrase of anytime soon.
Lovely stuff. But regardless, let's see what FM can pull out the bag in this round. It is the 21st, so they still do have a few more to work with in case they do lose this. But obviously they want to clean up this map in style, considering it is their pick and they are on the T side, so you'd like to think they have some kind of strategy behind this. And Jenko may just be walking into the double play in middle here, as well as Robin, who's pushed up towards B. We do have this Vents control as well from Xenex, so a nice bit of aggression from Jakey to start the round, and he may be able to catch out Robin. He's going to clear it though, lots of damage and almost the kill. He's just going to get away with it. It still takes down another one on the back of that, takes down Dancy, and now Jakey with just 5 HP left. He's going to be alone in middle. It is not going to matter because Pulse is putting pressure on A. It's Xenex is so uncertain where the bomb's going because there's players
they're trapped out of the B side anyway,
causing havoc all over the map.
The loss of the player in Vent just pretty much, or should have pretty much ended that round. Neil is going to be holding close. Flash will go out. He sprays away, and both players miss a little bit, but Neil will come out on top. JT, well, he's trying his best. He's taken one for his troubles, but it's looking like he will just have to fall back and save, managing to at least slightly upgrade to the AK. But, well, I can show you a very ugly picture at the moment by looking at the scoreboard, looking at the money that Xenex currently have. Okay, JT, okay, keep doing what you're doing, and maybe there's a chance, but I don't think he's going to make enough money to buy all his team's guns, and even still, he's got to be very careful, as Niels will end him as well. So, well, most money they have is 2,700. I suppose you just go for it here, unless you're going to play from overtime.
I feel like even overtime would be safer. The money's not great. It's not a map that...
Would you believe they can string 8 rounds together?
No,
I guess they can.
No, but I don't believe they can string 8 rounds together, even if they force this one up. Like it's a lose-lose. And I understand the Felico.
They don't need 8 in a row at least.
No, but you know what I mean. I don't see them winning this map, to be honest. That's looking unlikely.
Nelly, the negative.
And just to clarify, it's not 8 rounds, it's 9 rounds till they win. Good maths, Tom.
Well, I was playing to overtime.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was playing to 16 rounds.
But they couldn't have got that if they saved in this round.
They can. They can win a full eco. We've seen it before. Don't discount that.
I am going to discount that. As I can see them getting wrecked at the moment by one man, and his AK will eventually be finished off at least. But in the meantime, the bomb's on A.
That'd be a cool book name. One man and his AK. A thrilling story of Tom as an American... Which gets told sounds like a child's book.
Your child was very
What
was very
do you live
dark. If it was one man and his AK-47,
You'd have to live in a real war-torn country there.
Yeah.
I feel like One Man and His AK, the story of Tom, the white American high schooler. You know, does that work?
white American high schooler. Well,
is that allowed?
I'm just gonna walk away from that topic. Robin, is he gonna get caught? Yeah, he is. Dancy at least catching a couple on the exit. That seems to be the way they do things around here at the moment. Catching people off on the exits. Dancy will save one.
That book was basically a liege's autobiography.
A liege. Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's a little bit less dark than where that seemed to be going.
Oh. No, that was just dark. I was just saying a liege. I'm just going to stop.
Yeah,
I dig myself a hole.
Please.
I'm going to dig myself a hole.
This is UK. We don't talk about NA here.
Okay, 15 rounds over FM as the Felico did not prove to be too successful here for the Xenex side, aside from a save. And we will just see, once again, the buy coming out from FM as they are going to be relentless with the money for the time being, as you would expect. We can obviously see Xanax start to get tagged up here. Pulse's boost is going to work wonders as JT goes straight down. Shaney unable to trade, but we are going to see Neil going huge there for his team. He picks up a couple more, and it will just be FM starting to slowly but surely whittle down Xanax into a pool of blood and tears as JT is going to be the last person alive rotating back from this A site.
Yeah, this is looking pretty bleak at this stage, and in fact, it is over. Neil will finish things off. Nice performance from him. Robin as well at the top of the board. We saw some pretty impressive rounds overall, and Xenix, well, they started well, but towards the end it looked like they got outclassed.
Yeah, definitely so. And I feel like UK got outclassed by Sweden today because Robin top fragged for the team. That's unfortunate. RIP. Yeah. I, for one, accept our loss to.
So basically, he's like Robin Hood. He's going to steal from the UK and give.
Give back to Sweden. I wouldn't say Sweden are poor by any means.
Yeah, I think it's sort of one of those things, especially in Counter-Strike as well. For talent, I don't think Sweden need any more talent.
No, definitely not. But regardless, that will be the first map concluded. Obviously, we have Mirage up next, which is going to be very interesting to see at least if Xanax can bring it back. What are your thoughts about Mirage?
Well, as a map, I like it. I like Mirage. I like Mirage. I think it should be pretty good. I'm not going to go into too much detail. That's it. No, I'm kidding. Of course, in terms of this map, we're expecting the CT side to be chosen. I think no winner is CT-sided as it used to be. It used to be incredibly CT-sided, but so did most of the maps in Counter-Strike. I don't think there were really any T-sided maps. Has swung a little bit. I think we now have Cash in the Tier 1 team, at least a little bit T-sided. Dust 2, if you go on statistics, is sort of 54% or something ridiculous. And then you got Cobble, which is the only real map where you go, okay, that is actually T-sided, although you can still pick up quite a lot of CT-sided rounds. So basically what I'm saying is it has improved quite a bit on Mirage. We've got a lot of standard smoke setups that we expect to see come in, although thinking about it in the last matchup, we really didn't see many at all. Not even sort of the basic smokes on A. It was more just a bloodbath.
No, that is true. And I feel like at least talking about round win percentage and stuff like that and saying, oh, Dust 2 is 54% or going into ridiculous specifics, I feel like it's kind of unjustified even talking about that so specifically when you're going into kind of lower tier CS. I'm not bashing, but obviously tier 1 is very...
Well, even like for a prime example is Cash, because if you go in the sort of overall, even statistically it becomes a little bit more CT sided. Yeah. The same as like, and then in tier 1 it's very, very different. So
yeah, and when you get into like kind of more puggy teams, I guess, like less, you know, these players aren't full time by any means. They don't have a coach. They don't have, you know, a manager. They, you know, it's kind of less set up together than a pro team, you know, full-time pro team like a top-tier team would be. So obviously you're going to get sways, at least in statistics. A lot more T-side rounds are found because obviously CT setups aren't as good, and it's a lot of aim-based fighting as well, whereas maybe that won't work as much. You know, I guess you could go into the topic of LAN versus online. Obviously, statistics are swayed by LAN and online because you don't have peakers advantage on LAN, whereas you do online, ping, all of those things kind of...
You're going into impeccable detail.
Yeah. It's a lot, all I'm saying is it's very hard to kind of make a decision on how sided a map is one way or another when you come up against teams that, one, aren't researching each other because there's not a lot to research.
Or they just, or in this case...
Or aren't pulling out deep strategy.
I would say they probably know each other very, very well anyway. So it's like, am I going to research the guy I probably played with at least 20 times? Probably not.
I feel like all these guys have probably played on a team together at some point or another.
Or versus each other and sort of pugs. I feel like that is, I'm 99% sure that will be the case. If I'm wrong, maybe John can go out and have a go at me. I'd bring it on. That's what I'm going to say. But either way, we are going into the second map. Is Xenix's pick, if I'm not wrong, which I'm a 50% sure that I'm correct about this one.
Yeah, no. Well, that's a good statistic.
I know.
No, it is Xenix's pick. Obviously, FM winning their own pick is a good way to start it off, and they have won £100 from that. That's really nice as well. I guess we could touch on that a little bit with the UK Masters. One of the main issues, at least, we have with the UK scene is that sometimes you don't get teams turning up to their matches because of other commitments, and
I've seen that even higher up.
And no, that's mainly because they're not playing full time, which means sometimes committing to all your matches may be difficult. So I do kind of understand it, but actually having a prize, obviously the grand total is 25k into this league, but having a prize for winning each map is really good, and it motivates teams to all show up for their matches and all be prepared. And
I kind of wish we had that higher up because I remember like
we do for some leagues, like Pro League for example.
Oh yeah, no, but for like the Star Ladder like qualification at least, if teams lost 2 matches, they just didn't play. Yeah. Which obviously is breaking the rules, and some teams have actually been banned because of that. No, it was actually Penta.
Oh, Penta, no, I knew it was a German team.
Don't say alternate attacks are not banned.
I thought I was right on that one. I thought I was right on that.
Don't call that one out. Yeah. No, it is actually Yeah, Penta. I don't know how far that will carry. I kind of hope it does because it's in the rules. Don't
Yeah, I
break the
feel
rules.
it. Yeah,
That's
follow
just
your rules.
common
Follow
sense.
your rules. But yeah, it's nice to see these teams already making money for the matches that they played. Obviously, FM going to win 100 quid from that. They could win 200 quid tonight if they pick up this second map, as we did see a 2-0 earlier as well in favour of Kaz. So they've won themselves 200 quid. That's 40 quid each. I mean, if you don't have an all cut, I don't know what.
Yeah,
what
no, I
contracts are on.
think depending on orgs as well, like not many of them are. I think there's only one team that's actually on a salary. So
Yeah.
that's sort of what we want to talk about a little bit more. I do think going into this map, it should be relatively interesting. Of course, a lot of the times I feel like the breakdown of economy really did sort of mean Xenex suffered a little bit, and they were trying to make things work with pistols. Also losing to a flat eco hurt them very, very dearly. I think from that point onwards, everything just fell apart on their CT side because you can't do that. You can't lose to a flat eco.
Yeah.
There's no excuses, no matter what, unless 4 players drop from the server, which I have seen happen before. Seen players. That's the sort of advantage of gaming houses, guys. If one of you drops, if your internet drops, you all drop at once.
The wondrous world of online CS. But yeah, I mean, I've actually I won't go into that. I'll tell you that later. There's some funny stuff about gaming houses. Typically, you see, I'm going to say, I'm not going to name drop, but I've seen so many times that you have a full team, all with in a gaming house, and they're playing an online league, and then they're losing the round, and so what they do is they all coincidentally drop, and then they restart, and they have
team
to
speak problems.
and they have to restart the round. It's always funny. But we're going to be going into the match regardless. So welcome everyone. This is FM versus Xenex. We're into the last map of the night actually, which is quite strange. This has gone very, very quickly. We've only had 2 best of 2s, and this is going to be on the Mirage. So winner of this, well, it depends. Obviously, if FM win this, they are going to be taking a 2-0, and they're going to be securing themselves 3 points in the league
and top of the board.
But if Xenex win it, it's going to be 1-1, and we are going to see 1 point go to each team and 100 quid in the bank as well, which is a nice little cash sum for the rest of them.
Yeah. Pay for their takeaway mood? Food. I combine meal and food.
I do that too much.
Mood. It doesn't really work. Well, I suppose what they're feeling, but either way, yeah, they can get their dinner off that one. Where's my food? I want to get 100 quid so I can buy some food. I think I eat enough already. Just been snacking all day on the trains, but yeah, we are going to be going into this one shortly. Of course, FM, well, I don't think this is going to help Xenex anymore, as we have already seen FM get themselves this CT side. They will invest in the kit and the smoke, just in case there is any Molotov play. That's normally why you have the smoke for the late stage, or if you want to go for a Ninja Defuse. On the other side, Jakey has himself a Tech 9, and of course we have a little bit of utility onto Peggy as well, but, well, pretty sure this is going to be a split.
Almost doing some good damage, so Pulse is going to be able to kick it off with a kill regardless. Does follow up with a second as well. Trey comes out eventually from Shane, but still a lot of damage, and we still have Neil towards the back of the site. How is Peggy not taking him down? He finally will do so, but it's going to be a 2 versus 3, and FM, they have a lot of control here. Bombs dropped in their favour. Xenex don't really have it under their hands, and Peggy, he's going to be stuck with Shane to try and pull this one back.
Yeah, the bomb being down is just the worst case scenario, really, because 2 players over towards CT, they both have vision on that bomb if needed. Really, it just has to be some clean headshots. The smoke will help them out a little bit, but I don't think that smoke was particularly good. I wonder if they actually still have vision over towards the bomb. They do, so that smoke was absolutely useless in actually stopping the visibility of these CT players, as you can see from Jenko's headshot, and that leaves just 1 man left. Shaney, he's got a player over towards short that's going to be looking towards him as well. Windansky now knows exactly where he is, so any sneaky beaky plays coming out from Shaney will be stopped, and Robin with the headshot as well.
Yep, nice round on the board for FM. They are going to kick it off. Not like they need any more help as well, which is one thing to at least note. They are, one map up already. So that is going to be a nice start for them. And Xenex going for this force off and not getting the bomb down as well. So they do go for some Tech 9 and some armor. A couple of nades as well to work with. And they will just be going fast in towards the B site. FM going to be stuck with a triple quad SMG buy with a Mag 7. This is not typical, but it's very spicy.
This is the definition of no respect. There's no other way you can define it other than this. Yeah. Because you always buy a rifle just as a security factor. But here we go. Neil's, well, there you go. This is why. He's already found himself 2. Windansky will grab another, and this is just money making to the max for this CT side. They're not going to invest in any rifles. They know in the next round, unless Janie can do something insane, which he can't. Well, they're just going to have pistols once again. So, nice round coming out. Very, very risky, but they managed to make it work anyway.
Yep, 1 kill. And
Neil's going to buy up another mag. Why not?
Nothing too scary for the FM side indeed. So Xanax going to be walking into a death trap this one, not investing a single dollar. They've just got their defaults here, and we're going to see Jenko pushing up to take this fight, although these clocks are terrible. 5 of them may do something, or maybe not. I take that back. It's going to be a complete massacre.
He actually gets dinked by the
Oh
first
my
player
God.
as well. That's the worst thing about that. So he was on about 20, 30 HP when he started that. I am actually intrigued to see how many weapons they will force up. Now they've got the AWP onto Jenko. Really? I know there's... We like to call this a bonus round. Okay, we get one extra rifle when Dansky decides that maybe the triple SMG Mag 7 buy going into the buy round is a little bit too risky. Jenko, got to be a little bit careful here. They are actually going to smoke him off, which I think is probably the smart decision. Get a little bit closer with these AK-47s, not over-challenge. Robin is actually going to be dropped, however, so not a bad start to the round for the T side. You have to remember this is a bonus round. There should be a buy coming up no matter what for the next for FM.
Pulse, bit of aggression, does catch out JT, but they exchange damage either way. Xanax are going to be splitting into this A site. They have the control over towards the underpass, and they are going to be turning it into mid-control and pushing into the connector now. And they will take a lot of A site as well, but there is still a player deep in apartments, and it will be Pulse, obviously, to try and stop them from getting this bomb down. He's not even going to commit to anything here. They just gain the site in a 5v4, which is really good for them, despite not having any utility for the most part. We are going to see these kills go very heavily in their favor. Neil has to come back in with this one with a Mag 7, does 90 damage. Finally follows up with a second shot as well, but there's still one more towards this stairs, and I doubt he'll check this high up angle Dancy though. Not even going to take the fight as we see the back off and the save come through here for the FM team. Peggy just spotting out when Dansky on the exit. He should be able to save. Oh, this is brave.
Yeah, the spot. Neil's going to carry on going. Actually finds another in the meantime. Wendansky, there's no chance of him defusing this bomb at this point, so it's not like he's going to go for a crazy ninja. Maybe seconds before, but unfortunately it's being held. Oh no. Niels adds 2 more kills. This is going to hurt the T's economy so much, and we already know that the CTs are coming back with a buy, so the fact that this has just happened, I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah, that is a really good start, at least, to damage the economy despite losing the round, and you can see it's impacting Xenix a little bit in terms of these Galils, and no AWP into this one just yet. And Robin, I like this change of pace. He's going to push into the underpass, maybe able to catch out Jakey. He will. That's the first kill. The issue is now, if Xenix had some heavy mid control, Robin's going to struggle to back out of this underpass. But luckily for him, he has a bit of CT support. Maybe he doesn't. Shaney takes him down. The nade dunks right onto the face of Shaney, but he's going to be able to follow up nonetheless. That's 2 kills in the bag, and now 4 versus 3 going to be in favor of the Xenix side. Jenko attempts to trade, but he's not going to be able to as the smoke holds his position off, and Xenix, they can just fall back and wait for FM to get aggressive to try and trade.
Yeah, that was a problematic situation that Robin was caught in, and well, when Dansky going down as well is not going to help them out anymore. Look at the B-site presence. Well, look at the lack of it, I suppose. Nobody currently over towards B-site. Neil is the closest to the action in the ladder room, and well, looking at the position of the bomb, there's still the potential that they could go in that direction. It does look like Neil is going to change his mind, but after the flash comes in onto the A site, well, there's another one for the CTs to add to their collection. There's only one more player on A, but it does seem like this fake is working wonderfully. JT, he's going to grab one, pull the rotation over, and now they should be able to push onto this site relatively easily. The only real problem that they have is the fact that Shaney only has 6 HP.
They've already realised it though. Neil Zeno is already forward short before the bomb goes down. It is eventually going to be planted. But Shaney, despite being low HP, is going to back off safely into the apartments. That's a great post plant because only his head will be exposed. But what? Maybe his full body as well. Pulse takes a kill, and now it's all on Peggy. Takes a 1, but he's still going to have to find Neil if he wants to clutch this one out. Time is ticking. He pops out a flash. Neil working around the angle, and he's going to get it as well. FM, they pick up a 4th round on the board. Xenix invest everything they had into that one as well, and at least the bomb plant will be something in their favour. But that is going to be a really, really dire round for them indeed, as that is, of course, a reset, so their money not looking good at all.
Yeah, this is not really the position that they wanted to be in going into this round. We will see JT force up a little bit because he had some spare cash, and they will buy some pistols behind what they already have. We know that they'll get 1900 going into the next round. Of course, a bomb plant would work wonders. Look at this spot from Jenko. Finds the first through the smoke. Looking for a little bit more. They're all going to come lining up, but he doesn't manage to connect. Luckily, he has support. He's doing so much damage, but not quite able to find frags. JT will find one with that Tech 9, and actually he gets a second, so that's not bad considering the limited investment they had. Xenix at least doing some damage. The AWP will be retrieved, so no real problems for FM just yet. And they will have a full buy, of course, coming back up on both teams.
Yeah, good stuff. But what a clean-up there from FN. Great work from Jenko and obviously from Pulse as well on the connector. And let's see if Xenix can bring something to the table in this buy round. They have the utility to do so. Nothing is really limiting them aside from the fact that they don't have an AWP on their hand. The Galil's not going to be too much of a deficit on Jakey, but see Jenko's already peeking into his connector. The Molotov, sorry, not burning him down on that upper position. He actually gets a leg shot onto JT. At least for Xenix's sake, it wasn't the kill, but they will be smoking out the A site. JT's basically role is to try and push him through the connector here to try and split and catch some of these CTs, but he's not going to be able to do so as he is very, very low. Has to back off and finally late push in, but they're going to be expecting him here as this is a very clearly an A-side take. What are they doing? Peggy, he catches out one. Jenko goes down as well. What are FM doing? The smokes are down. They can peek onto the site, but they just don't seem to take these fights. Shady gets dropped as well. It's all on Robin, the Swedish star for the FM side. He has to step up massively, gets himself one, tries to follow up, but Dancy going to return. And Xenix, they find themselves 2 rounds on the board.
Mistakes were made. Both players looking in the wrong direction, and well, Peggy's going to capitalize. That's exactly what they needed to do. The CT's still going to go for an investment here, but it's a pretty limited one themselves. They've got Pulse onto just the CZ and a scout coming up for Jenko as well. So it's not the worst case scenario, but it's not great. Looking like they may just try and go for a little bit of aggression. Not really going for too much. The scout going to be attempting to tag away. Jenko not able to find anything. Well, this seems to be the story of Xenix's game at the moment. They are just playing very, very aggressive towards mid. They want this control as much as possible to use it to split. But in the last round, at least, they played it quite cleverly. They rotated back towards A, and because they'd shown so many players over towards mid, I think that's what ultimately baited out the CTs to look in that direction.
But let's see what they can do this time. They do have the AWP to at least try and get themselves a pick, although it has been unsuccessful apart from that tag onto Jenko. They are going to force themselves inside a connector. That's Peggy as well. Bit of support from Shaney, but nothing too massive, and I think they are going to be aware of a short amount of time, especially with that Molotov thrown out as well. Counter flash goes in, Peggy's going to be blinded, but he's just a distraction here. He's just a player to try and force a rotation or keep these players on the site, or even go down just to slow down the retake time here, because you can see the rest of Xenix going to be setting up outside of this B site. We have Shaney pushing short with the AWP. He could find a pick if he went into ladder room, but nothing's going to present itself towards the B site. The tag, though, that's going to be huge. He's down to 30 with the AWP. At least he has his teammates to try and support him as they stop this Apps push. 30 seconds left. They have to get this bomb down with Dansky's on bench, and they haven't cleared it. He gets himself one. He doesn't follow up, though. JT finds him, and Neil going to be able to drop the connector player as Peggy gets shot in the face. It's down to a 3v3, and the retake is already on Robin with a very fast push right in.
Yeah, Robin's going all the way, and he catches the short player. This limits the defense that the T's can put out. JT needs to grab one at least, but that's not going to be enough, I don't think. Dancy, he's the last one left alive, and rifle been picked up, but he will still grab a kill, but there comes the push. Neil in from behind will close out this round. This seems to be the man to watch, really, in these sort of rounds. He's always the last one left alive and always there to finish off this defusal. Now, T's may actually be able to bring something into the next round. It's going to be a bit questionable because of a couple of players, but I'm almost certain they'll force, especially after dropping so many players on the CT side.
Neil has just been doing phenomenal, though, on both these maps, having so many key impact frags, and I mean, that's, again, one of the reasons that FM are really leading this one. Robin as well on that CT side. He is obviously Swedish, so, you know, he's got it in his blood, but he has been doing very well alongside the genetic advantage that he does have in being Swedish. But Xenix, they are going to be on the force up this time. They have a couple of Tech 9s. Jakey, this is the second time he's got caught up. Peggy, although, gets a refrag. He's down to 4 HP, but still, that was a very, very close kill in the way of Robin almost. As you can see, at least it was refragged, but
it was both times, actually. He has been caught once he tries to get out at the end. This time, of course, doing a lot more damage to a second player.
Oh,
but
no.
really, the rifles should be able to swap out.
3 HP? Oh, that was so close. It landed by the edge. That could have been a kill.
Quite enough.
Why is Peggy entering? That's all I question. Baby and meat shield.
Yeah, and actually, really, he should have chucked the rifle over to someone else in my eyes, but he doesn't. Oh, this gap from Jenko, that's going to be perfect to find one more. And not only the Tech 9 players remain, JT will be able to dunk another out of the round, and maybe a bomb plant could at least help them a little bit. But you have to remember, they're only going to get 1900 going into this next round. Jenko, well, that's it, done. Bomb dropped. Really, there shouldn't be any hope. The only real hope is the fact that Jenko is so low on HP. Actually, Shaney's going to be able to get round close to him. He's just hiding in the corner. We'll be able to give away the fact that the bomb has been picked up. If he goes down here, Shaney has a good opportunity actually to rotate all the way back towards the B site. He can just bait out. He can basically play the time, but the only problem is
Niels will know. Niels will have known that he shouldn't have been able to cross in that position.
You said it was done for Shaney, but it most definitely isn't just yet. He's going to be making his way to the site. The issue is, if he commits to a default plant here, if Neil speeds up, he may be able to catch it, although sneaking very slowly. He will finally hear that bomb go down. Shaney just has to play this one right. He doesn't know where he's coming from. That's the only issue. And Neil coming from the last place he'd expect, to be honest. He's going to jump himself up on the box. Shaney goes to the fight, but Neil going to get a tag off. Instead, he's still not damaged at all. But Shaney, he only needs a few bullets. Neil, though, he gets a kill, and that will be the clutch. Still going the way of FM.
Is that the third time now that he's been the last one left alive? The only player in the server.
11 and 3 right now. That is huge.
Okay, so after getting 4 kills again, do you force as Zenex? I think the looks like they may just go for a little bit.
Quasi, I guess. What can you show me the scoreboard? Quasi, buy up next round. They'll have a buy regardless. They could invest even more into this one, to be honest, because they're going to have 2400. So, I mean, that's assuming they get a bomb down, but at least they'll have 2400 regardless. Still,
Even adding that in, like, even if you added 2 cages, then they'd be absolutely fine. Yeah. If you're not buying an AWP, of course.
Maybe they just don't have the confidence ready to go for that one. They want a bigger buy. They want it bigger and better, stronger.
It's what? So 4,900 gets you an AK and all of the nades. So other than that, anything else can be invested down. Of course, Shaney. Well, I imagine he's going to be buying up the AWP, so that's fine that he has the extra cash, and they will actually fully invest with a little bit of spare. Nothing too crazy, but you think maybe they could have gone for some Kevlar. They get a kill, it's worth it. But that's a win the pass. It doesn't matter at this point. Robin is actually only going to be on an Now, you have to remember, FM, they've been losing a hell of a lot of players across these rounds, so their economy is not good by any stretch. The only thing that is starting to get a little bit worrying is the fact that the scoreline is 8-2.
Oh my god, Jenko. You make me moist. He takes Jakey down straight away there. Pulse is going to be able to peek out from connected to follow up as Peggy, he's just blindsided. He has no idea what went on. It is going to be a 5 against 3. Xanax, I mean, after that, I imagine the tilt is very, very strong.
Oh, late shot. I'm a little bit higher next time, Jenko. Either way, that is only going to be 1. Shaney, well, he saved up for this up. Let's see what he can do with it. He's got 5 players to find. A minute to try and save it if he wants to even try that. And he has Toasty Toes at the moment.
Toasty Toes. Is that another book or is that an album? Sounds like a really cool rap album. Toasty Toes.
Toasty Toes, dropping fire since day 1.
But Shaney's probably going to be cordoned off in a second as Pulse is getting ready to peek up on the stairs. He's going to expose himself, but he still gets the shot off. That's going to be the flick. I almost combined flick with shot, and that could have gone very badly. But Shaney's going to be pushing himself out of this palisade. Flash going in the way. He's going to have 2 players to deal with here. 30 seconds remaining. The nade's raining in. He's down to 39. And the flank is coming out as well. That is going to be Neil as per usual. So you can already feel that he's probably not going to be doing too much in this one.
We got a pause coming.
I do agree.
Oh, definitely. Maybe even a little bit earlier. I think because the rounds are so close, that's why they were sort of hoping that maybe they could pull it off. I have actually noticed that we've gone past the joke where we can say 007 because Jakey is 0010.
Oh my god.
That's something that just didn't even come into my mind at this point, but that is not the type of showing that we were sort of hoping for from Xenix if they're going to be able to turn this one around. He's joined the Secret Service, he's left, and well, he's actually been removed.
He's replaced Bond. He's gone that far. We're like 3 movies ahead of time.
Well, that's not how the movies work.
Shush.
They don't just add a number. He doesn't be like
They should.
otherwise
We'd
we don't be like 0040 by now.
Well, that wouldn't work. We'd be 041. Or 040, sorry, not 41. We'd be 0040. That doesn't make sense.
With it, then it doesn't sound as good, does it? At least if you say 0040, it sounds better than 040. It just doesn't sound right.
Give up.
Never.
Oh, I'm right.
Well, I love James Bond too much.
Xanax though.
Wait, Neil's only died 3 times.
Yeah, I know. You got to feel for Xanax in this situation. They really are just getting founded.
I've got a strategy for them.
Yeah.
Right. First kill is on Neil. Then you win the round.
Well, you say that Pulse has got more kills.
Yeah, but every single time, like he gets a couple of kills, and then it goes down to a 2 versus 1, and Neil wins,
clutches.
or just a 1v1 or whatever. He just every single time he's the last one. I'm like, maybe he's baiting. Maybe that's it. He's just waiting for them to die. No, I don't think it's that. I think it's just, well, he always seems to be on the other side. A lot of A takes coming in. Either way, It is currently 9-2.
Yeah, so I mean, what aside from the jokes on Kill Neil in game, which I feel like may not even be jokes at this point, may be real. What do you think that they can even do to bring it back into the match?
Get Jakey a new mouse.
Okay. Well, how are they going to
you
buy a
want
new
it?
mouse? How are they going to buy a new mouse?
They should have spares.
They're not winning a map to secure themselves £100.
Is that how it works? Like, please, guys, if you just donate £1 a month, we can get Jakey a new mouse so he can hit headshots. Is that what it's going to be? No. Just people,
okay,
him just crying.
We're
just
going back. you trigger me, dude. We're going back into the game regardless.
That's why I do this job.
Yeah, just to trigger me.
Any co-caster I have.
That's why you hire me, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why I
I'm
beg.
Not gonna last long. You go through co-casters quite quickly.
I've had one. That was just mean. Rip.
But the nade.
Oh, Neil, is he finally gonna die?
No.
No, he's not. No, he's not. They can't do it. Oh no.
Not
No.
like
Oh, it's
How
so
can you
close.
not hear that?
It's so close.
Darcy,
Dutchy, please kill him. No, he still gets the kill. Neil is going to survive. Peggy at least. Is it just me or does Peggy sound like someone's grandma?
Yeah, that I do agree with the sim.
Or maybe aunt. It sounds better if you go like.
No.
Have you seen Great Aunt Peggy?
Well, Great Aunt is is still someone's grandma because Great Aunt is the same generation as grandma.
All right.
Right.
Stop ruining my English. Go
Yeah.
learn some maths.
Yeah, I'll go learn some. Our producer's such a meme king. Well, regardless, we're going to see Xanax push
should get
very
mic'd
fast.
up.
Yeah, he's getting mic'd up so he can speak to the stream. That'd be way better. We are going to see Xanax push very fast up towards short. I like this change of
There's
pace
Aunt
though.
Peggy.
They are going to find themselves a quick kill. Peggy showing up. JT does get refragged. And Neil, how do they not know he's there? Jakey just spotted him. That's going to be another death without a kill still. As we finally see the B-side control actually
Still
under the way of
alive.
Xanax. Yeah, they still haven't cleared him out. They don't
He's
know where
dead.
he is. He finally goes down. Maybe the round will be won by the old grandma Peggy. But the nade! She has to run.
She.
Down to 3 HP. He's on form for the ace right now. Pulse is also tagged up, so it's definitely not out of the question here for him to clutch it out. And he does have an HG as well, which could put Pulse down to death.
Words are difficult.
The words are difficult.
Peggy, 3 HP. Oh, I believe.
I want to see it.
Going to be pushing all the way around. Has quite a lot of time. The only problem is Pulse's position is quite a good one. That if he runs, may actually hear this. And well, with 30 seconds left. Yeah, with Dansky not happy about that nade.
Yeah, did that nade just not work or something?
But it didn't actually go too close to it in the
No,
end.
he ran away in
Dodged
time.
it.
But
Neo.
still.
Oh, he's played it perfectly. Absolutely perfect. Going to be able to plant this wherever he wants. The only problem is he'll have to clear quite a few angles before he can actually go for this. But it's not going to be the best plant in the world. But it does give him avenues to hide. And that's going to be the best thing overall. Oh, is he going to take the challenge?
Oh no, he's pushing
This
in
is
towards the
ballsy.
CT spawn.
This is ballsy. Oh, he's actually gone through. Pulse has got past him. Doesn't actually know. Oh, this could work out so well. It's all about mind games at this stage. It doesn't even matter. Both players low.
Peggy's
Both of them
picked
have
up a
them.
Molotov.
Most of them have. Well, did. Pulse has just thrown another one. Seems like he's guessed. Right, and there we go. Peggy wins the round. And I called it. Kill Neo, win the round.
At Peggy CSGO, guys, you can see on his knife. I wouldn't even feel
knife.
bad to give him give him some advertising there after that. Phenomenal ace there, and the clutch comes in as well. Xanax, they pick up a third round on the board, and that is going to be at least some consolation to a really, really dire match here for the Xanax side. We have a double AWP now from FM. This is how you do it. Lose a round you really shouldn't have lost, and then just pull it back in with a double AWP just to really tilt them up. Stir them, shake him, you know, get the full martini move in. Jenko, he's going to be Molotov'd out of that connector area there as he has to back off straight away, but Xanax taking some very fast mid-control here. We have Robin positioned over towards that middle area in the window who could at least, underpass,
wow.
could do some good damage.
I
Actually
just
peeks
realised
out.
that's
Oh, Shaney goes down, and another. They have obviously an issue with communication.
Jakey's so close to getting his first kill. There we go. He was on 2 ADR before this round. I just want to point that out. 2 ADR, that's horrific. But he will get a kill. It's going to be him in a 2 versus 2. And, well, make that 2 versus 1. This would be an incredible way to start off your frag movie, but it's not going to happen. Windansky will finish him off, and it's gone up to 9. He's gone from 2 ADR to 9 ADR
That's
in 1 round.
impressive
That is really impressive. That's timesing it by at least 4.5.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good,
Maths.
good job. Good job.
I probably could have worked out that was 4.5 though, without having to just say it before.
Yeah. You could. Well, regardless, we're going back into the game here, and after our brief hiatus for a bit of mathematics, we have Xenix on this last round force. They've got 4 pistols, and Peggy on the rifle, as deserved. I'm sure you can agree. Oh, no. Oh, he heard the dink as well. Jenko just hears Peggy get tagged down and repeats and goes for the spray. Takes down another as well. And the third. That's going to be Dancy's going down. It's all on Jakey and JT now. And not exactly the best performance of his life. Jakey is not going to be happy to be in this position. Yeah, that's
about
be
right,
so
really.
tilted at this
It's about
point.
right.
What was he watching, though, to be fair?
I don't know. I'm just not going to... I know that looks a lot better than it is because it's the last kill of the round, so it freeze frames the second the bullet hits, but it's always so nice to get those crisp headshots at the end of the round. Either way, 12-3. Pretty dominant to say the least, although there were a lot of... I feel like... I don't like saying the score is misleading, but it can be when you look at how well Neil has been playing. Like, it's just those sort of 1v1s. It's come down so many times. I think he's won 3 or 4 1v1s in this sort of matchup, and I know that that's a skill in itself. Like, obviously people saying, well, for example, Crims, when he was at his best, like him clutching versus 2 players, it wasn't even impressive anymore. I think Get Right in his 1v2s is something like 60-odd%.
Device used to have the highest percentage. It's something like 74 or something stupid. Obviously no longer, but you know where during his prime time when Astralis were temporarily the best team in the world? Well, I think they're under TSF. I think they're under TSF or second best, something like that. But either way, into the pistol, we have Pulse kicking things off. Darcy does return from that boost spot on the box, but he's eventually going to go down after only finding himself 1. FM have control of the site, although Shane, he wants to at least get back into this round. He gets himself 1 back into a 3-on-3. The aggression from Jenko not working out. But look at this position from Robin. I love this. No one's going to expect that, especially not JT.
Well, though, Peggy will be able to refrag, so it is coming down to just 1. Windansky in a 1 versus 2, and Shaney will finish him off. Why is he bait? Oh, that's going to be the defuse, and it will be another round on the board at least for Xenix. Now, I actually wonder if FM would just go for this round. They have been so dominant that it would be sort of overdone, but we saw how they played the sort of second round in the last match where they just went for it. They're not actually going to do it. They're just going to play it safe.
There's no point. It's buy up in the third, win the game. That's it. That's all they need to do.
Oh, 5 rifles coming up.
Safe from Xenix, and that's because they're expecting it. They're expecting the second round buy, and if they go for a bunch of SMGs and they end up against 3 AKs...
It is polar opposite, isn't it? We saw 5 SMGs, or no, 4 SMGs and a Mag 7, sorry, coming up in the last.
5 best weapons in the game.
Yeah, and here we have 5 rifles, so clearly trying to claw this one back by just cleaning things up, playing it as safe as possible. Even with the 5 rifles, we know for a fact that in the next round they're going to have it coming back the other way, so even though it is just pistols in this one, it's still a pretty reasonable decision. I don't mind this at all.
The positive side is if they don't lose any players as well, which is looking likely, they will be able to keep these all into the next round, not having to waste money upgrading, be down on an SMG, which could be a bit of a handicap for the upcoming round. So yeah, it's good. They haven't even received a point of damage at this point, so it's going to be very, very nice for Xenix to at least bring into the next. And Robin is going to be alone in connector. I can't imagine he'll be pulling out too much with the players pretty much everywhere on the map. I mean, as I said, they've not lost anyone, so eventually he'll get hunted, and that'll be the round to Xenix. I like how they're not just pushing around searching for this kill, but I can imagine the player on short, Dancy, may be able to get him. Oh, make that Shaney's got to walk in, but Robin goes down, and that will be the round for Xenix. But can they continue into the buy? That's what we have to ask.
Yeah, this is where things, well, they go from being very, very easy to very, very difficult in a matter of seconds. They're going to have the rifles back on the other side. Of course, not that much utility behind it. In fact, very, very little. So we'll see where that one smoke will actually be used. It does look like it's going to be a play onto the A site. A little bit of mid control coming out. And the fact is, the CTs are playing next to nothing. They have a player very passively on short. It does look like they're going to throw in nade over towards B, but other than that, well, the push is already underway, and they have no idea that there's a player coming in from mid now, because they have no presence, although there comes Dancy. Timing is perfect. Shaney spraying down players. Windansky will be able to catch one as well, but look at the amount of damage already done. The T's, or bomb plant, is probably more than they expected after being shut down so heavily. Push will come out, and they don't even get it. Did he cancel it?
He cancelled it, expecting a player pushing for the CT, and then he stuck the
Went
plant
back for it.
again and died. All on Neil. I mean, he's a perfect player you want in this situation. You will be allowed to be guaranteed a bomb plant here if he wants to commit to it, but I don't know if I like this ballsy play.
He's playing a win.
The reason he's doing this, because if he fakes a plant and watches CT and a player peeks him, that player's going to kill him. 100%. There's no way he's going to hit the shot first. He's 7 HP. He's dead. So I do understand him backing off here, but still, it's going to be a very, very ballsy play. The only positive side is if they eventually expect this, they're going to have to split up. What?
You have a little slip there.
A little slip. Thank you.
Oh, I wish we had webcams for that.
I just slipped my arm off the table. It wasn't that bad. But he's going to be gifted the B side. Xanax playing together, which is what I like. Safer play. Allow a bomb plant. It doesn't matter in the long term. All they need is a round, and having two players pushed together is going to be perfect. So they are ready for this one. They're expecting the A site, so that'll be a few seconds wasted. Oh god, are they going to realise this? Hello? Headsets? Yes, there we go. Finally they rotate. It's all on Neo now. He has to hold off the B site.
There is no way he should be able to do this. He's got 7 HP. They've got plenty of utility to play with. He's over towards bench, where as long as they don't just go blindly in, it should be absolutely fine. Although, I'm not actually checking this position. They're going straight towards that bomb.
God.
I think they may be expecting it to be towards short. He's going to spray down the first, looking for the second through the smoke. Not quite going to be able to do it. Here's going to be JT coming in from behind. Go straight for the defuse. Why? Why would you go for that defuse? That's absolute insanity.
He had no time.
And Neil just clutched out. He had a kit. They both had kits.
Wasn't that much time left.
That is...
Even Jenko is putting a question mark in chat after that. He has no idea. I have no idea. Neil clutches it. FM are going to be on 13.
They can't kill him. They just can't.
He's unstoppable.
7 HP versus 2 full HP players with full utility.
He's 23-6. That is phenomenal. Someone picked this kid up.
They have. They're the best UK team.
I guess, but maybe American kids still
Yeah, you know, complexity. We're doing very, very well at that.
Nice meme. All on Neil again. Are we going to see deja vu, Tom? It's a 1 versus 2 situation. The funny thing is, actually, we've talked over this round expecting a whitewash, but Xanax, on just a pistol round with one armored player, have actually turned it into a 2v1. They've got themselves a rifle as well. JT won't be too far off grabbing a gun if he wants to at least push for it. They're actually going to rotate back towards A, which will be the wrong call. So already Neil pushing into the B site, throws over a flash. No, okay, he's going to back off. No, he's not going to back off. He's playing games with us now. We have no idea. He's going to sneak his way into the site. Going to be the right call again. Xanax, I mean, it's a 50-50. You can't really know at this point. I'm glad they're playing together considering JT's
I thought you meant the round percentage chance of win. I would go that it's 75%.
98%.
What, to Neil?
If he does the same thing as the previous round, I'll laugh. If he sits bench
He's
now...
gone. Oh, no. But he could actually... Yeah, he's going to go for the other. He's going to bait them in. Oh, this is smart.
They're going to check bench instantly when they see the bomb plant, but actually no, they won't. He'll be able to catch up JT, and JT's not got armor as well. One bullet will be the death of him, and it is! Neil finds it. He has a Molotov for the bomb as well, and Dancy with no kit is going to have to hurry up and rush towards him. He will start to do so. But look at this. There's just no time left. He's just got nothing. He's got no utility. He's just going to tap the bomb. Neil doesn't even fall for it. He knows it's a fake. And Dancy's just going to back off and save. It's the 1v2 clutch again.
Meister.
It's the B site. Neil, he knows where he's destined to be here.
I've actually lost count. Is this like 7 rounds now? he's won his team like, yeah, no, I agree. Clutch Zenio. This is absolutely ridiculous. I think he's won like maybe 6 or 7 rounds for his team just in 1v2s, 1v1s, whatever. Absolute star performance coming out. And wow, that's absolutely ridiculous.
What do you even say about that?
He's got 7 MVPs, so I'm just going to assume there's 7. Although actually no, 1 or 2 rounds he just won.
At least in that round I don't even blame Xanax. That was such a horrible situation. There's just nothing to do. So it's not exactly their fault to play that wrong in any sense. They could have played it better, but we had the hindsight, so it's fair enough. Regardless, this round's actually going to go a little more in their favour, although Neil's still alive, so I'm not counting them out just yet. Robin's going to at least be getting a repower back on Shaky. Tag through the box. Heat coming through.
dead.
That's Neil dead. That's the round for Xenix. Everyone a big round of applause. It's going to be a 4 versus 2. And Windansky and Robin, they have to bring this one back.
Yeah, they're going to see if they can channel their inner Neil, and that peek from Peggy is just going to give them a way back into this round. Dancy coming in from behind should be able to help out his team, and Shaney will catch one with the AWP. It's down to Robin, and they will finish things off. It is scary how true it is that when Neil dies, so do FM.
Oh dear. Xenix, their last-ditch buy works out for them.
This shows how close it is. Just look at the money on FM. They're like, it's just ridiculous. It's so close overall.
Because it's always these 1v1s that Neil's been put in. They are going to force up regardless, set up for what looks like maybe a contact B play or a fast B. They are pushing very aggressively and not even sneaking this one. As you can see, Xenix are going to be set up waiting for this an imminent push to come through. The pistols are going to be great at close ranges, but JT's not exactly going to be playing to their standards. He is holding back from that bin area, and we can already see the rotation from Darcy as he realises this is a B push. They have to hold this one down. Now FM, they are taking the fight. We have Windansky kicking it off. Pulse follows up as well. The bomb going to go down on the site if that Molotov doesn't flame out one of the players. And finally, Shaney comes back in with a pistol. He secures himself one, but Peggy on short going to be able to pincer another. Robin gets dropped, and now it's a 3v3 with FM. They still have the time on their favour. They just have to hold off, and they just don't have to peek.
That's fine. Neil's dead.
Round 1 for Xenix.
It's over. And we're going to see the rotation coming in. They'll catch one. Pulse actually does manage to get another, so maybe there's some potential here. Shaney getting him pretty low, but at the same time, he's taking a lot of damage himself. The positioning as well from the T side isn't bad. Windansky, he has the dig, but the bomb is not planted for him. And they're going to be able to defuse this bomb.
Stupid round from FM. No need to peek. You had a player towards the back of the site. Just had to hold, wait for them to get closer. You could even move yourself over towards bench or car. And so many options there, but instead he just takes every single fight he can, peeking out with a pistol against a rifle, or I guess against a deagle, but what can you do? Either way, no need to peek for FM. Bit of a wasted round. Windansky was forced to kind of take a bit of a fight there as he was alone in apps. But
and the bomb wasn't planted.
If he ran towards the back of apps, he could have waited a few more seconds, but I doubt he would have been able to run out the whole time.
Especially when they realise where the bomb's planted. Oh, that second shot from Shaney is going to catch a couple of players already. We are seeing a similar sort of setup as they move their way over towards the apps position. JT just trying to spam away, throw down the Molotov. Neil going to go running through it. Not going to catch anything in this round, but Pulse will be able to get one more. Now, if they get a bomb plant, this is probably more than they would have expected, especially from this position, but Dancy should be able to slow them down enough that the rest of the team come in and it will, in fact, finish off the job himself. So 14-8. Definitely not out of the question, but now we see the T's getting a buyback on the board. Pulse with the AWP. Actually going to drop it over to Neil. And we will now see pretty much a full buy on the board. Pulse looking like he's going to have to drop head armor, which is a little bit problematic versus the M4, but it pretty much means they're on an equal playing field.
Yeah, but Shaney again in middle. Maybe he'll be able to wreak havoc if we see some aggression towards short. But FM just pushing one player behind the boxes. That's Robin. Spots him out. Shaney still double zoom though. Could be perfect. He peeks the wrong angle though. He expects Shaney to be looking at his position. He's not. He gave away a free kill, obviously unknowingly there. But still, that was so close to an entry for, I guess you could say, for the FM side. But regardless, I don't think it's too much of an issue for the time being. The only issue is obviously Xenix have a lot of utility in their bank, so they are going to be more than prepared to deal with this one. And the aggressive positions towards ramp as well on A are going to be very unexpected. When Dansky smokes out the window, they start a push towards short. This is going to be a full commitment, it seems, and Darcy is going to actually be holding the back lines from that box.
Yeah, just looking to see this push all the way round, and well,
what?
Oh,
Missed how that happened.
Going to be able to catch him off. Dancing. We'll trade one back in return, so not too much of a problem just yet, but it's still going to be the T's with a big advantage.
Peggy, though, pushing into the T-spawn, may get caught out from Chenko. He's going to jump into it, drops the bomb as well. At least Pulse wreaks a bit more havoc over on the CT spawn, takes down the next as JT will fall, and it is going to be a 1 versus 3 left as Peggy is alone. He did pull out the ace earlier, but this time he's stuck in a real deficit. The bomb is down in his favour, but he doesn't seem to be committing towards it. Getting aggressive. That Windansky not expecting that first kill coming out, and now he's got to follow up. He needs another, oh no, ace. He needs another 4K for this one here, as he is just going to be stuck, waiting for some peaks. But they grab the bomb, and I imagine they're going to back off towards the T-spawn. There's not much time. They have to chase this one down. Peggy's realised that he's running away. He's doing the perfect job here, pushing himself back into the A site. Going to just be able to get out of their grasp, and the round will be going to Xenix here. That's perfect. Oh, playing games.
Oh,
Oh, what a massive
he let that
kill.
very, very close. Can he take down Neil as well? That's going to be the money of Neil. Screwed. 750 while the rest of his team are on 3k plus.
Dear, oh dear. Especially blowing up that AWP as well, as he really does not have anything. And it is going to be a 14-9 now, so at least Xenix have an avenue back into the round. And I mean, FM investing a little bit into this one. They have a few pistols, they have a bit of armor on Robin, but that's going to be it.
We are going to wait to see this push coming in. The T's don't have too much to play with here, but it does look like they're about to hit this A site.
Yeah, probably just walking into a full spray down, I can imagine, with two players in position. We have Jakey and Peggy. But let's see how it goes out. Push straight away. They don't even have the smokes down. They're just continuing this aggression. It is going to go the way of the CT side, although Pulse has found himself one kill. Shaney gets a refrag. He's going to be able to follow up with a couple as well. It's all on Windansky. Ordered and removed. Can't seem to find that one. And Xenix, 10 rounds on the board. I mean, it's not over yet. We've kind of looked into this game like, oh yeah, another round for Xenix, you know, whatever. Eventually FM will win. Now I'm not so sure. That's 5 in a row.
Yeah, I think, well, once you remove the sort of position of, okay, Neil's no longer clutching, I think that's where things sort of fall apart a little bit now. And you have to wonder if they can actually do the same thing on the T side. 5 rounds in a row. It is a CT-sided map, so not overly surprised to see this. But at the same time, it is a complete turn of events at the moment. We are looking to see what can go in this round. Neil definitely gone a little bit quiet in the last few. Shaney's going to catch Robin as he tries to cross the smoke, but did actually fall just seconds later.
Man advantage for the Xenix side is definitely another round starting off in their favour that they would really like, and we are going to see an attempt to refrag here. Jakey with an aggressive position, going to get caught out, but Shaney once again, he refrags. This is 2 so far. He's going to be able to hold off towards this ramp as well as Jenko gets fully whited, so he's not going to be able to enter. Finally re-peeks back onto the stairs. That's Peggy going down. JT comes in with a rotation to drop another mid player, and Shaney follows up again, but still, it is all going to be on Neil, and I don't count him out despite having 25 HP. However, Shaney, he goes absolutely massive. 4 kills in that round, and while it wasn't a clutch, I appreciate the spray. FM, though, they are going to have a little bit more money to work with. However, Quasi will come through, it seems. Maybe, I mean, they can invest more than this. They've got max loss bonus. They can go down to 2k, so yeah, they are going to buy up into this. Not fully, obviously, just pistols, but they are going to at least attempt to win this one with just the close range weapons.
Yeah, but it is starting to get down to that sort of crunch time situation after we sort of joked for the last few rounds. It has been 6 in a row. Looking at this push now coming onto the site. Yeah, it's going to be first. Throwing in quite a lot of nades actually, and well, CT side, they're just waiting, playing this patiently. They're throwing out counter nades, but it will be Neil to entry onto the site. Already one. They've got some players close, but would Jakey be able to find a frag? Yes, but only one. And that's not going to be enough, really. Now the rotation comes in with Dancy. Almost finds Pulse, but it is still going to be the 3v4 in favour of the T side.
Shaney playing over towards a different position this time has really impacted them. Without his support from CT Sport, the bomb's going to go down for FM, and the retake is on, but they really just don't need to beat. The Molotov going to force out Robin. He does go for a fight, but he gets shot in the face. Jenko as well, really unnecessary. You can see one by one they're going to get picked off. No need to take these fights here, and it's all going to be on Pulse. Takes himself one, but that will be it. Again, another round thrown away here from FM as they just take every single fight they can get. They've still got the confidence from winning the first map and obviously having a great first half, but it doesn't seem to be succeeding into the second as the rounds just get tighter and tighter, closer together. There's only 2 more needed till Xenix are going to bring this back to an equal scoreline. I mean, we said earlier, oh, they're not going to be able to pick up 8 rounds. Sorry,
well, I think the scariest prospect at the moment is not only the fact that only 2 rounds have come in for this FM side on the T side. I think that's scary in itself, but also the fact that Shaney has just broken through 30 kills. He's hit 31 and 18 now, so definitely stepping up massively on this CT side. AWP has been one of the differences overall, and if he continues, well, it needs to be somebody else stepping up, because Neil, well, he can clutch out 2 rounds, the 2 rounds they've won in 1v1s, but it doesn't matter if they lose the game.
This time a fast aggressive push towards short may work out in their favour. They haven't tried this very much yet. Dancer are going to be able to hold off the first. You see JT as well, but still no trades on this D side. How have they not pincered some of these players? Like Dancy, they know exactly where he is, but they've not caught him yet. He's just going to be able to peek out again. They should be aware of this position. They just let him get away with another kill. At least a couple of refrags go back in the way of the T side. But with Xenex now with a man advantage, Dancy knows exactly what to do, and that is not peek. Allow your teammates to distract, and as soon as they start throwing nades in and start showing a bit of their face, and you can at least have some impact. But the bomb going to go down. So FM, this is where they do need to take the fights. They've got the long-range weapons. They can take these long-range engagements, but when Dansky doesn't clear the angle, Dansky takes him down. Colson attempts to refrag, and he will do so. Jakey's coming in from the apartment, so he's going to be aware of that. However, there is a player also going out of the market. Shaney with a pistol. Run and gun style going to work out for Xenex. A 13th round on the board, and Tom, bit by bit.
This is getting scary now. That's slightly ridiculous, in fact. 8 rounds in a row for the Xenex side. And it's looking like they're starting to throw this away. FM, well, maybe the tilt factor will come into play. If they get a round, then of course they've got themselves to overtime as a minimum, but at the same time, this is not the way this was supposed to go. After such a good first half, we're now waiting to see if the comeback is on.
May well truly be there already here. Xenex could be able to 1-1 this best of 2, but a bit of aggression towards ramp to start the round. Could go well, could not. It's Jake who's not typically the mad fragger here for Xenex. Will just get shot in the face. Shaney does return. That's some key aggression there. Really nice play from him to put it back into a 4v4, but FM going to be cornered off.
Oh, no.
Dansky's going to be flashed. He's going to be forced into the corner as well, where he gets burnt down. And now a crispy looking FM are going to be walking in very tagged up to this A site.
Yeah, it will be Neil trying to push back in position. Jenko, oh, he's now going to be burning as well. So much flame damage done in this round, but he will catch one in return. Peggy quick to trade, so it is still the man advantage for the CT side. And, well, he's going to grab another one as well. Robin, well, you have 3 players to try and find. He gets the first. That's a nice start. One coming in from behind, but he's going very aggressively looking at this angle, and he does realize that if he's not careful, JT will push in. There's the head. He can see it. Grabs one more. Is it going to happen again? JT will save it for Xenex, and we are going 14-14. The comeback continues 9 rounds in a row. And after, what was a 12-3 half, we're now looking at 14-14 as we see more coming back the way of Xenex.
Do you want to know the funny thing? Earlier we were talking about how Neil was 23 and 6. He's now 27 and 15. He's had 9 deaths and 4 kills. This is what happens when your mad fragger that you were depending on to win the game stops performing.
Or Matt Clutcher mainly.
Yeah,
just,
Neil
he wasn't dying.
He's really kind of tuned down, and I'm not blaming him in any means. The rounds, you know, you can't depend on one player to win you the game. It should be a joint effort, and FM, I don't want to say they're not making it a joint effort, but pretty much all the rounds so far have been on the back of Neil, and now suddenly that he's not performing.
Yeah, now suddenly it's Shaney and Peggy.
Yeah.
They're the ones stepping up, the 2 players that have definitely had some very impactful frags across the board, and, well, FM are all but 2 rounds from throwing this away.
Jakey has 5 kills and 24 deaths.
Yeah, no, that's scary.
Has 33 kills and 19 deaths. That is a carry.
I actually noticed that moments ago, but I didn't want to just savage.
No, it's not even a savage. It's just having a bad game, but still, look at that incredible carry. He has almost 7 times the amount of kills. That is
true. That is true.
Maths.
Can you tell me exactly how many times?
No,
you
I can't
can't.
do. No, I'm not doing that. You do it and then tell me. But look at this push onto the A side. Jakey finally stepping up, holding down the first kill. He has to double down there if he wants to make it worth his while. He won't. Windansky and Jenko finding themselves some entry frags, and the bomb going down as well. Very open farm. What is Robbie doing? He's just sitting in the window. He gets shot in the back from JT on the rotation, and Shaney at least dunking one onto Windansky. It's back into a 2-on-3. The smoke holding off the positions held by these last 2 players, and the nades coming in as well. Xenex are looking right for this retake.
Yeah, both players in the same positions, not going to help them out anymore, but Neil, he will find one, looking for a little bit more. Dancy is going to peek in, last player so very low, but it is Neil once again, looking for the headshot, finds it, going for more, gets Neil! It as well! This guy just can't stop, he has a little bit of a break, a little bit of a hiatus from the board, and comes back and clutches a huge 1 versus 3, massive round, and FM hit 15. After what should have been a 10th round in a row for Xenex.
I am speechless. And look at the money left on the CT side. If they lose 16-14, you can't help but feel for them. This could just very well be it. Let's see how it goes for them. They are going to have some utility, not the most amount that they could really be hoping for. Obviously, this is looking good for FM, but I'm not going to make any predictions at this point. It could go either way. As much as I feel like FM could be working off the confidence from that previous round to pick up another. However, overtime is always a possibility as well. And let's see it. FM, they've got their setup this time. It's a little more diligent than the previous ones. They got 2 players towards ramp. We got the mid split coming in as well. Very heavy on middle. You typically don't have 3 players pushing through the connector. You may have 1 Palace and 2 coming in through connector at max. But if it works, then it works. Let's see though. Shaney, make it more. No, Neil. What a key entry, takes him down. And Pulse pushing himself out of the ramp, going to distract Peggy. Oh, he misses a shot, still follows up. Tink onto Jakey through the wall, but he's not going to land the kill. Finally, they come out, and it will be a 4 versus 1. Zenex, they've grumbled.
Yeah, now we need somebody a little bit different to try and clutch this one out. Dancy has definitely had a hugely improved second half, but this is a different story altogether. And not only that, but one of the 3 left alive. A man that when he's in 1v3 basically counts as 4 players. Neil, he's going to be alive and kicking. 8 MVPs. I don't normally focus on MVPs, but that's a little bit ridiculous. Either way, Dancy is going to be trying to pull this one off. He pushes in, manages to find nothing, and that's going to be it. Pulse will finish off this game, and I cannot believe that is what we've just witnessed.
14-7 to 16-14. That is disgusting. FM, they're going to bring it back and they're going to take the win. That is just phenomenal. Neil, going to be absolutely stomping the team.
I think he just about takes that MVP, I think.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Massive performance. But unfortunately, guys, we're going to have to cut away really quickly. That is our last game of the night. We are obviously going to be back tomorrow for a lot more
FM
matches.
top of the board. Just
Yeah.
want to say that before we go. FM back to the top. So, Kaz, it's down to you. You've got to take this one back. But as you were saying, carry on.
Yep, we are done. That's going to be our best of 2 tonight. We do have 2 more tomorrow, though. Be sure to tune in again. We're going to be going live at 7 p.m. British time, or if you're from the middle of Europe, that's going to be 8
Then work
PM.
it out.
Yeah, work it out. It's going to be 8 p.m. Again, thank you guys for watching. We're going to be back tomorrow with some more classic Counter-Strike, and we'll see you soon for the UK Masters.
Didn't even get to cross.
I said I'm moving too far.